It was a wild one Friday night in the Charm City. The A's and O's exchanged leads throughout the game, but the difference was the A's clutch defense, and Stephen Vogt's pinch hit in extras as the green and gold took game one. Last night, prize pitching prospect Kevin Gausman kept the Athletics' bats in check as the Orioles cruised to a victory to even up the series. Today, Scott Kazmir takes the hill. He's coming off two of his best starts of the year, and he will try to get the A's a series win. Game 3, A's-O's, next. Rubber game of the series coming up from Baltimore, and it is a beautiful day for baseball. Little League Day at the ballpark. That's always a special day. And you know why else it's a special day? We got catchers scattered all through the A's lineup today. 3 of them in total. My partner likes that. Scott Kazmir is going to take the hill, and it is game 3 of the series, and we are set to get a win and head to Anaheim. It's the A's and the Orioles coming up on Comcast Sportsnet, California. Hi again, everybody. Welcome to Oakland A's Baseball. Along with Ray Fossey, I'm Glenn Kuiper. Scott Kazmir, Ubaldo Jimenez is the pitching matchup this afternoon. And Kazmir's been great all year, and Jimenez is starting to pitch better after a slow start.
And teammates last year in Cleveland, the A's fortunate to sign Scott Kazmir to a 2-year deal. Ubaldo Jimenez comes over to the Baltimore Orioles. Scott Kazmir, as we have talked about often, he's become a pitcher using the changeup, not the velocity that he saw when he's with the Tampa Bay Rays. So he has been outstanding, especially backing up his changeup. As far as Jimenez, it's which Jimenez is going to get, because a lot of moving parts in his windup. He does have a tendency to walk a lot of batters. If that's the case, maybe the A's can take advantage of it. But he's also a very good pitcher, and that's why the Orioles decided to sign him.
So the A's are 3-2 so far on this 9-game trip, and they're looking for another series win and maybe a little momentum heading into the big series in Anaheim that starts tomorrow. So when we come back to Camden Yards, we'll have lineups and first pitch on a gorgeous Sunday for baseball in Baltimore. Stick around.
Jack in the Box. Head to Jack in the Box and try the new Jack's Blazing Chicken Sandwich. It's Jack's hottest sandwich yet. And by Toyota, #1 in MPG, durability, and resale value. Toyota, let's go places.
Just having a good time, maybe a little pregame meal, maybe a pregame beverage. And those gentlemen will head inside and enjoy the ball game. Nice crowd again today on a beautiful day at the ballpark. Game time weather is presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. Get to the beach. The admission-free boardwalk is now open daily. 83 degrees, a little bit humid today. Overcast, but a very nice day for baseball. And it's been a nice 3 days here in Baltimore weather-wise. Not too terribly humid. Let's look at the lineup today for the Oakland Athletics. It starts with John Jaso. He's going to DH. A little bit different today. Punto's at short. Donaldson, Moss, Cespedes in the middle, but Cespedes is playing center field. Stephen Votes in right. Then Norris, Callaspo, and Blanks. There's your A's lineup.
Ubaldo Jimenez, as we mentioned, a late signing in April to make it February for the Orioles, a 4-year contract. And Ubaldo Jimenez, of course, for the Rockies, went to Cleveland, and now with the Orioles, he has a lot of different pitches, especially split finger fastball, a lot of moving parts. And that's why they always say, which Jimenez will the A's see today? And of course, the Orioles would like to see the good one. He's won just 2 games for the Orioles, but the A's have not had a lot of success against him.
Orioles behind Ubaldo Jimenez. They'll have Cruz, Jones, Markakis in the outfield. Machado, Hardy, Scope, Davis on the infield, and Hundley is your catcher. So Ubaldo Jimenez has finished his warm-up tosses. John Jaso steps into the box.
And the gentleman below us has already given the starting lineup and talked about the temperature, and the game time will come out pretty soon. And
we wrote that all down.
Yeah.
Coco Crisp getting the day off. So the rubber game of the series is set to begin, and the first pitch is a strike to John Jaso. So we're underway from Orioles Park at Camden Yards. Had a sellout crowd last night, and not a sellout today, but a good crowd. That one bounced, and Machado with the shift on has it. And that's out number 1. So Machado was shifted over to the shortstop spot. So Jaso is retired. And that'll bring up Nick Punto, who's hitting in the second spot today. A's come in with a 38-24 record. And they have a 4.5 game lead over the Angels. A 5.5 game lead over the Mariners. 7 over Texas, 11.5 over Houston in the AL West.
And we have to wonder what the comfort behind victory last night for the Angels against Chris Sale and the White Sox, scoring 6 runs in the bottom of the 8th inning.
Can't hurt.
And those are winning by a score of 6-5. Mike Trout with a grand slam to straightaway or left center, and scored a run with 2 outs. And that can always help a ball club. They can look at a game that says, okay, this will get us started. They're playing very, very well. And that's the standings as we look at today.
The A's have the best road record in the major leagues. They're 21-12 on the road, 17-12 at home. And the A's lead the majors in runs and ERA. How about that? So that all leads to what is the second best record in all of baseball at 38-24.
Something great last night, and when you make 35 starts, you're going to have a blip every once in a while. He had it in the 5th inning last night, but still a very good pitcher, and if he only has one of those about every 10 starts, he'll be okay. Pomerantz and Sonny Gray, a couple of starters. We'll talk about the windup of Jimenez. Winds up over his head, back, and then releases. So those are the moving parts, and it's just a matter of control and how many hitters he will walk.
So last night, really the story was Kevin Gausman, who was a very, very high draft pick just a couple of years ago for the Orioles. And Ray, he was pumping it in there at about 97, 98 miles an hour, and he had a pretty good, like a split.
Yep. Donaldson second and third, and then Moss with a fastball. Actually, the A's had opportunities, but they could not capitalize, especially early in the game with runners on base. Twice they had runners at first and second, nobody out, and then second and third, one out, could not play to anybody. And young man did a great job, and Dan Duquette, the general manager, very pleased with the performance last night, and with some of the injuries they have had and trying to acquire and get good starting pitching, he may have found a home. You don't see this man strike out 4 times in a game. And Josh Donaldson did that last night. Nice strike call from Adrian Johnson, so it's kind of established a strike zone. But strikeouts last night 4 times. Moss behind him, so between the 3 and 4 hitters last night, 6 strikeouts.
1-1 pitch, and that one misses. 2-1 to Donaldson. Overall, 276 for Donaldson. Tied for third in the league in home runs and RBIs.
In fact, this might be a day where the ball travels. A sunny, warm afternoon, and of course in Baltimore, very hitter friendly.
That one's hit. Shortstop Hardy has it out at second, and that's a double play. So Donaldson hits into the double play, and that'll do it for the A's in the top of the first. Markakis, Machado, Jones, Cruz, Davis, Hardy, Pierce, Scope, and Hundley.
Scott Kazmir starting for the Athletics, coming off a couple of very good starts. Last 2, as a matter of fact, he has pitched a total of 15 in the third innings with a total of 18 strikeouts. Season high 10 strikeouts in his last start. He's faced the Orioles a lot throughout his career, of course, playing in the Eastern Division of the American League, but the strikeout to walk ratio 4+ to 1. That's pretty good for any pitcher, and Scott Kazmir has been that kind of pitcher.
Behind Kazmir today, A's will have Moss, Cespedes, and Vogt in the outfield. Donaldson, Punto, Callaspo, Blanks on the infield, and Norris doing the catching. So Kazmir goes for a long walk behind the pitcher's mound as Markakis steps in here in the bottom of the first. The Orioles come in with a 31-29 record, and they're 5.5 back of the Blue Jays in the AL East. And the Orioles are 12-13 at home this year. Markakis swings and misses at the first pitch he sees in the ballgame. Orioles will host the Red Sox Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and the Blue Jays Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So an important week coming up for the Orioles here at Camden Yards. Last couple starts for Kazmir. A win and a no decision. He's pitched extremely well in both.
Well, the A's won the 10-inning game in New York that he pitched well, 6 1/3 innings.
But a perfect month of April for Kazmir. 4-0. Won a couple of games, lost 2 in May. Second start of the month of June. I'm not surprised that Markakis, left-handed hitter, leading off, and Buck Scholl had not changed the lineup even though a lefty is pitching. Not surprised to see him swing as early as he did, swinging at the first pitch.
As your umpires, Adrian Johnson calling balls and strikes. Morales, Vanover, Hernandez. The rest of the crew. There's Larry Vanover, who is the crew chief. He's at second base. Markakis drops one into center field for a base hit. Nick Markakis having a nice season. Leads off the bottom of the first with a hit.
Well, missed a couple of breaking pitches after getting ahead 0-2. Came back with a fastball, and that's what we've seen in this series, and that is simply that breaking pitches have been missed and thrown by the A's pitchers, and when they've come back afterwards throwing fastballs, then that's when they have been hit. It happened last night with Sonny Gray, and first batter of the day does it against Kazmir.
So that'll bring up Machado. Machado takes a strike. Machado in this series, a couple of hits, including a home run. He's also drawn a walk. And he tries to bunt it, and he missed it. Kind of poked at it, so it's 0-2.
Well, he did it Friday night, sacrifice, and as we discussed, a little surprising, and that was a conversation yesterday too, as to what happened on Friday night. A lot of confused people as to why there was not a bunt in the 9th inning after a leadoff hitter got on base by the Orioles.
So we weren't the only ones.
Nope.
Good.
Nope.
I'm glad about that.
I talked to a bunch of scouts yesterday, and they were as confused as we were.
1-2 to Machado. Markakis has 3 steals on the year. Does not have a real big lead. Kazmir with a decent move. And a pitch, and that's a swing and a miss. And Norris got clipped in the backswing. So that's a strikeout.
This was Friday night also early in the game, and Donaldson, instead of throwing, decided to tag Machado. Machado really, even though he said he tagged him too hard, he lost his balance. And I think the consensus was that he was embarrassed that he fell down, and then Donaldson got hit. And that comment, Donaldson confirmed we did not have a shot to be able to read his lips, but Donaldson said he had told Chip Hale before he went to hit, he said, they're going to hit me. And so what he did is turn around, look in the dugout, and said, I told you. So it wasn't so much at chin, it was simply just confirming what he thought was going to happen in the at-bat. Great changeup by Kazmir to strike out Machado, and that's been a specialty pitch for Kazmir.
Here's Adam Jones, and Jones takes a fastball low. Jones has had a good series, 3 for 9. He's had a couple of big hits. Remember his hit on Friday night. He thought he had won the game in the bottom of the 9th inning, but Moss threw out the base runner at the plate. Toward Donaldson, he's got it to second for 1, and a nice turn by the second baseman Alberto Callaspo, and both teams have a double play in the first inning, so we're headed to the second. No score.
Kazmir definitely on a roll. Try to keep it going, and yes, don't let Ubaldo frustrate, and that's key because speaking of keys, Ubaldo Jimenez will walk batters as he did in the first inning, but he also walked 5 in a game last year when he pitched for the Indians. Not one scored. So you get runners on base with him, but with his assortment of pitches, he finds a way, it seems, to frustrate the hitters. So great keys, and especially about Jimenez, and of course, I see Scott Kazmir continue.
Jimenez facing Moss, Cespedes, and Vogt here in the second inning. It's not uncommon to see a guy sign a big contract and then maybe struggle early on, and that was the case for Ubaldo Jimenez. 4 years, $50 million. And his first 5 starts this year, he was 0-4 with a 6.59 ERA. Better since then, though. 7 starts since then. He's got a 2.90 ERA with a couple of wins.
So in other words, as you said and have said, that's not who you see, it's when you see them.
Well, that's a good point.
Yeah. And seeing him earlier may have had better success, a little bit better luck, but still, they don't know what they're going to get. He's actually pitched a no-hitter. At the 2010 season, started out like he's going to win 30 games.
And last year in Cleveland, he was good in the second half.
Yeah.
Pitched very well.
I guess if you're a free agent, that's a good time to do it. Huh?
And we got him a nice contract here with the Orioles. This one's popped up. The shift is on, so it would have been a long run for Machado. He wasn't going to get it anyway. This is a start in August when he was pitching so well, and he had real good stuff that night.
And that's the game he did walk 5 and not one scored, and gave up just 1 run in 5+ innings. But you could just see all those things. And you know, if you're a hitter, you try to pick up the ball out of a certain area. Well, if you watch all of his moving parts, you say, wait a minute, where's he throwing from?
Moss is called out on strikes. And that's the first strikeout for Ubaldo Jimenez.
Well, watch the movement. His two-seam fastball starting inside as his catcher Hundley sets up, and the ball tails back, and that's a lot of movement, freezing the hitter and getting the call on the inside part of the plate. And those are the numbers against the Athletics.
So he has not won at home yet this year, but he's always pitched well against the A's, so we'll see what gives today. Remember 2010 with the Rockies, that's when Ubaldo Jimenez just had it all working. His first half of the season, he was 13-1, and he started the All-Star game, and then he struggled a little bit in the second half, and really since then has not been that dominant guy that the Rockies saw for the first 3 months of that season. He will show flashes of that occasionally, and then he'll just struggle with, like you were saying, the command.
It was a 9 season, 84 wins, and signed a 4-year contract in February with the Orioles for a lot of money. Starting pitching is a premium. They also signed with the Rockies a very, very team-friendly contract that, as he progressed and had success, he was upset with the contract, but yet he committed to it. He signed it, but you know, he actually pitched the way you're supposed to with security, and ended up being a little bit upset with the contract that he agreed to.
Cespedes reaches for it, and the count is 2-2. Well, I think when a player feels that way, I think who they're really upset at is themselves.
Absolutely.
But they will never say that, of course.
Yeah. But when he signed it, he was happy because it gave him the security, but then the success was there.
Back-to-back strikeouts. As Ray mentioned, he's got a no-hitter. This was in 2010. That was the big season, and that was the first half of that big season, and he did it in Atlanta. So he was rolling at that point. It seemed like, I remember watching him then, Ray, he was throwing 97, 98 miles an hour. And almost you were not surprised that he threw a no-hitter. His stuff was just electric. But he is a much different pitcher now. But that doesn't mean he's not still a good pitcher, because he is.
Walks 6.
No, not surprised.
And none scored. And that's for some reason he is able to put runners on base, but when he's out of the stretch, which makes you sometimes wonder, as we've seen Drew Pomeranz pitch exclusively out of the stretch. If he's going to walk batters, he pitches better out of the stretch. Why not pitch that way from the get-go?
Well, he will not give in either.
Yeah.
He will keep throwing. He's got 4 or 5 pitches, and he will keep throwing them all. 30 years old, from the Dominican Republic, Ubaldo Jimenez. And that one a bit low. Close pitch, 3-1 to Stephen Vogt, playing in right field. Vogt 5 hits in 14 at-bats with a couple of RBIs. That one's hit high to right field. Markakis is back. He's right up against the wall, and he caught it. So Vogt comes up just a couple of feet short of what would have been a solo home run. So it's a 3-up, 3-down inning for Ubaldo Jimenez.
Is on sale June 13th. Learn about the A's unique platoon system. Find out what drives Steffi's Sonny Gray, and get to know Jesse Chavez's special family bond. The new issue will be available at the team stores or online at athletics.com/magazine. I know when they get to Anaheim, what we're going to see with Jesse Chavez, and that's at 65 Continental.
Yep.
With the double doors that open together, you know, kind of side-by-side door handles.
And we'll also see him pitching tomorrow night.
That's exactly right. Couldn't be a better place for him to pitch.
Big series coming up for the A's in Anaheim tomorrow night, Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night. So that should be a lot of fun, with the Angels playing well. The A's with the best record in the American League, trying to hold off the Angels at this point in the season, even though it's still just June. Hamilton's back, Trout's back. And that one lifted to center field for a base hit. So Cruz drops one into center, and that's the second straight inning that the Orioles have had a leadoff center.
And both similarly hit, and Markakis dropped it in front of Cespedes. This ball off the end of the bat. Good changeup from Casimir, and Cruz just dumped it out into right center. Not hit that hard.
So Cruz aboard, and here's big Chris Davis. Davis 2 for 9 with a home run in the series. Overall, 9 home runs, 28 RBIs. First pitch is a fastball inside. Donaldson playing at the shortstop spot, but playing kind of an interesting position. He's playing very shallow. You see how close he is to the base path. So why do you think he would be playing in that far, right?
Trying to get to the bag, maybe for a double play, I guess, because that's the unfamiliarity that the infield, especially third base. And, you know, we were in New York, and a number of reasons why Derek Jeter did not move out of the shortstop position, because at least if you turn a double play, you can have it. Yeah.
So the red is where Chris Davis ground balls go. So it tells you why the shift is employed to Chris Davis.
And I think there are times that when you have a third baseman, and of course nobody on the left side except Donaldson, the third baseman, but if the ball is hit to the right side, in this case you want to turn a double play, does Josh Donaldson know how to do it? And you know, sure, you think, well, as an infielder, but if you're at third base, you don't turn double plays as they do at second and short.
And a foul tip hung on by Norris, and Davis strikes out.
You remember Friday night when Chris Davis smoked the ball to left field for a home run against Tommy Malone. This time foul tipped. A good fastball from Kazmir and the uppercut swing. Well, you have to rely on spray charts and hope that the hitters hit the ball where you have the position players, because some guys are so strong and they swing late, they'll go against whatever shift is employed.
Here's J.J. Hardy. Well, one of the theories out there with the shifts, which is a big conversation piece now in baseball, Ray, is that if you have an athletic infield that has a lot of range, maybe you don't have to shift quite as much. But if you have an infield that does not have a lot of range, well, then they need all the help they can get, and they're going to shift some more. Hardy hits a high pop-up down the right field line, and it'll just reach the seats. People are scrambling down there, including a couple of ball boys. They were trying to get out of that corner.
They just jump behind the tarp.
Yeah, there's not a lot of room.
Or jump in. No, you don't want to jump in the tarp. You never know what's in the tarp, because this tarp is used a lot.
Another pop-up. This one may be playable. Blanks calls off Norris, and Blanks has it, and Hardy is retired for out number 2.
Well, how many times, I know you've heard me say, anytime a catcher can defer to a third or first baseman to catch a ball, get out of the way and listen for Blanks. That was Kyle Blanks making that call, and Derek Norris said, thank you, I'll get out of your way.
So Cruz still at first now. 2 outs here. Steve Pearce, who's the designated hitter. Pearce a couple of hits in this series, and he had a good swing, fouls it straight back.
Good hitter, not surprised that in today's game, Cruz, who played right field last night, is playing left field today. Pearce is the DH, another right-handed hitter. Probably trying to get as many righties in against Kazmir as possible. Scope back in the lineup today. Notice I got the name right the first time.
Yes, you did. Thank you for starting us out on a good note. That's going to drop in front of Hope for a base hit. So Pearce goes the other way.
Danger against Sonny Gray last night happened with 2 outs, and that was strange because he could not put hitters away, especially with his curveball. Change up, left up, and Pearce goes to the opposite field very well. Simon Vogt, very smart play, not trying to make the spectacular play, played it short. No sense of trying to get back-to-back hits and try to score a run, keep him at second.
So interesting breakdown there. Lefties hitting better against Kazmir than righties. I think we both agree, Ray, that the changeup has a lot to do with that.
Does not throw it as often against lefties, and the hits, especially Markakis, came on a fastball. Struck out Machado with a good changeup.
Here's Scope, who takes a fastball outside. Jonathan Scope. 1 for 4 on Friday night. Ryan Flaherty played second base in last night's game. Good pitch there, 92 miles an hour, right on the inside corner. Orioles offense hitting .291 with runners in scoring position. That's the best in the majors.
Remember 2 years ago when they won all the extra inning games and had an unbelievable 1-run win game.
That's right. And there's the opposite spectrum for Kazmir, who's trying to get him out, and he's done a great job doing that. So again, somebody is going to win out on that battle today. That one rolls foul. Just barely got a piece of it. Orioles are 6th in the league in total runs scored. 3rd in home runs. They are last in stolen bases, so they're not a real big threat to run. They have only stolen 18 bases.
Well, you're kind of the one that Cruz tried to steal on Friday night home.
That would be a caught stealing, so it's in there. You're right.
As strange as it sounds, that was the attempt. Kazmir, good fastball inside, changeup float away from the right-hander, and against Scope, he's gone fastball inside.
So this is the play that Ray was talking about, and this would have won the game. And Cruz gave it a shot, and he was out by quite a bit. He was out by about the amount that he could have let off more.
That's right.
He had nobody holding him at third base. He gave it a shot and it did not work. Abad handled it perfectly for the A's. That may be the most important part of the play is the pitcher staying calm, because you can hit the panic button there.
Oh yeah.
Especially when the game is on the line. I mean, that's it. If he scores, the game's over. Or balk, exactly.
Yeah, that was the concern, but Abad was very calm, and maybe the fact that it was a left-handed pitcher calmed him down, because he saw Derek Norris stand up and yell.
Just a bit inside, 2-2.
Derek Norris actually said, Cap, that he had his eyes looking at Cruz. He said, something's going to happen. I just feel it, because he knew that Cruz is that type of player, trying to be the hero, trying to make something happen, and at least he kind of anticipated it.
This one's lofted to shallow center. Cespedes coming in, and Cespedes has it side retired. So the Orioles strand a pair, and we're moving to the 3rd. No score. Look at Fernando Abad. And Ray, we were talking about that steal of home, and when it happened, you and I were talking about, well, was it a strike?
Yeah, that's right.
But if you watch Abad, now the question, and we talked about this after the game, Ray, did Abad step off?
Yeah.
And on that case, he did not.
No,
yeah.
he just came to the stretch and paused. But, you know, I want to show it again because I talked to Derek Norris, and he said when he jumped out in front of the plate, remember Chris Davis backed off completely.
Yeah.
And Derek said if he had stayed at home plate and swung the bat, he would have hit me, and it's catcher's interference. But when Chris Davis probably as shook up as anybody, surprised.
That's asking a lot of Chris Davis, but you're right. That's true.
But you watch Derek Norris, and we show it again, and we can see what Derek Norris does and what Chris Davis does. And that's amazing. Now watch Davis. He gets out of the way, and Derek Norris steps up right on the plate. So if he had stood at home plate and said, "Okay, Derek, you're going to do that. I'm going to hit you."
That's all he's got to do. You could swing lightly, and you're going to hit the.
Oh yeah. And Derek knew that. And so when he jumped up the way he did, he said he put himself in that position. He didn't see Chris Davis step away the way he did. He just went after the baseball, hoping that he was not going to stand in. And I guess fortunately, left-hander could see the runner coming down the line and did back off the way he did.
So interesting play with a lot of moving parts. But as we said with Abad, he could step off, and then, because then it's like you're picking off the runner or something like that.
Yeah.
But he stayed on the rubber, and he just actually made the pitch.
And I'm sure that was the concern, Woody Balk, and he was so calm, and maybe he knew he was going to get his first win since a few years ago. Ugly as it was, he'll take it.
Norris hits one high and foul. But I think that's part of the hope if you're the runner is you cause a little confusion.
Right.
But the A's handled it extremely well, which their defense won them the game on Friday night. One and two to Norris, followed by Callaspo and blanks here in the third. Norris is 2 for 4 in the series with a home run.
I think Derek Norris has to be happy that he's catching. They consider it is a right-hander pitching, and the fact that he, of course, he swung in the bat well. He got the lefty on Friday night. 3-2 fastball, drilled it to left center, and he's swinging the bat so well as he did in that game. But you get two left-handed hitting catchers in the lineup. One is a DH, one is a right fielder. Then Derek Norris gets an opportunity to catch when a right-hander is pitching. That's got to make him feel good.
3-2 pitch, foul back with a fastball, 90 miles an hour.
Stephen Thorpe almost hit one out. I agree with you. I thought he got enough of it. Flag way above the warehouse is blowing from right to left. I don't know if that ball was hit high enough that was affected by the wind, but thought it definitely had a chance to get over. See the flag way above the center field area.
Outside, and it's a leadoff walk. So second walk by Ibanez, or by Jimenez, excuse me.
I've got an idea. Okay, we always talk about sinker ball pitchers and what you do to try to take away the possibility of a double play. Now Jimenez has different pitches, but it seems that he walks a lot of batters and hit into double play. So why not start the run? Try to stay out of a double play and hit and run, do something. Because if you start hitting into double plays after the pitcher walks batters, then playing really right into what he wants to do.
All right. Norris runs pretty well.
I'm just offering a suggestion. I'm not saying.
No, you're right.
But I mean, that's just seen so often. And Bob Melvin is very astute when it comes to trying to figure things out. Chili Davis is hitting coach and giving a good hitting plan. And what we're seeing in Bob Melvin, that he sees his hitters hitting home runs. Chili Davis knows that, but if they don't, they can manufacture runs.
But right now, Jimenez isn't throwing strikes, so he may be helping you out on his own.
That's a great point, and that's why you don't sacrifice, and maybe you don't try to run into a possible out. And you have to be disciplined enough to see if he is throwing strikes. It's not good.
Nope.
19-19.
Callaspo is sitting on a 2-0 count. Callaspo needs a hit. He's 0 for his last 19. And that one misses outside, and now it's 3-0. Blanks in the on-deck circle. He's in there for a strike. 88 miles an hour.
So much for trying to swing 3-0. See the movement on that pitch? I mean, it's
a nasty 3-0.
It moved 17 inches inside corner to outside corner.
Norris runs. Good jump. Doesn't matter. Pitches inside. Back-to-back walks to open up the third.
Well, you said it correctly. Great jump because Jimenez did not pay one bit of attention to Derek Norris.
So Ibanez has gotten himself in trouble, and now he'll face Blanks.
Would you have a 6'8" ninth place hitter bunt?
Yeah. We haven't figured out when and when not to bunt in this series.
Absolutely. So. Well, the Orioles aren't expecting it. Everybody's playing deep.
First pitch strike. Blanks 357 with a couple of home runs, so he's done a nice job. He's got 10 hits and 28 bats with the A's. Getting a double to go with his 2 home runs.
I guess if you weren't 6'8", that's a strike.
Probably.
Looks like it's at the knees anyway, even with his height. Had to be low. And maybe Adrian Johnson looking at the height of the hitter.
Jaso in the on-deck circle. And that one misses low again. So a good sinker by Jimenez, but not getting the call.
And that's a double play waiting to happen and a swing at it. So good discipline, good patience by Blanks.
And that one's called a strike. So maybe not the low strike today from Adrian Johnson, but maybe a little bit of the higher strike. We'll see. 2-2 the count.
All fastballs and the 4 pitches thrown to Blanks and movement on every one of them.
And a fastball in on Blanks, and he fouls it back. And Jimenez just does not pitch deep into the games very often, and I think that's probably a little bit of a disappointment for the Orioles, because if you pay a guy the kind of money they're paying him, you'd like to have him get deep into the game a little bit more. He just throws a lot of pitches, and now a full count.
So that is the 4th 3-ball count. Punto and the last the 3 in this inning so far.
Here's the 3-2, and it's outside. He walked it. So he's walked, the bases loaded, and the A's have nobody out.
That's a heck of a take by Blanks. Ball ran away a little bit. It had the height on the outside part of the plate. See the movement right at the end, like a cut fastball, cut off the plate, and just enough that Blanks took it and able to draw the walk again. So boy, the A's definitely have to take advantage of this. We have seen John Jaso ambush a pitcher. Got Tanaka Thursday, and he got the relief pitcher Friday night. First pitch hitting, home run and a double. This would be a good time in thinking that not be overly aggressive because of the movement of the fastball by Jimenez, but boy, just zone in and try to get a pitch that you like and drill it.
Jaso bounced out to Machado in the first inning. Big opportunity here. Norris at third, Callaspo at second, Blanks at first, and a breaking ball in for a strike. 18 pitches per inning for Ubaldo Jimenez.
And if you average half of that, you pitch a complete game.
Well, he's not pitching any complete games, not with those numbers. And that's a close pitch, call the ball.
Still looking for his first slam with those numbers.
Fouled at the plate off of Jaso. So now Jimenez ahead in the count, 1-2.
Back to the good sinker, and so on top of it off his right foot.
Setting up inside, and that one's driven to right center, and it's off the top of the wall. 1 run scores, 2 runs score, but they're saying it's a home run. They're giving the home run signal, and that means it's a grand slam. A late signal by Angel Hernandez, the third base coach, or third base umpire. I don't think any of the other umpires made any kind of ruling. Angel Hernandez at third, then put up the hand, was waving his finger, which is the sign for a grand slam, and now we're going to have a discussion out near second base.
It did come back, but did it hit over the wall? And it's very, very interesting. They're going to look at it. But Angel Hernandez, of all people, is the one that called it, and he always calls home runs for doubles.
Well, but the point is who the umpire that is out there, he's got to let everybody know what happened.
Yeah, it looked like it hit up on the wall and came back, and again, we'll see. It's there. What's behind that front wall? He's saying no. So that's why Buck Showalter came in. But you know, it's going to be interesting, Kite, because Blanks had approached third. He stopped.
Well, they got to put the runner somewhere if it's not a home run.
Yeah, and it's a question of whether Blanks is allowed to score, because he was running to third. Gangs was going to send him, and then he shut down when he maybe heard Angel Hernandez say home run.
Well, it's a crew chief review.
Now see if we can slow it down and see if there's something behind the orange. Then it looked like he hit back and catapulted back, but it also looks like it hit the top of the wall and came back right there. But that's got to be a hard top of the wall. Now you can see to the right, you see there's a distance behind the 2 walls, behind the front wall, and I guess, are you seeing? But I mean, the A's have at least 2. In worst case, second and third, nobody out. Let's see. On the field, it's called a grand slam, and if we're looking at inconclusive.
It's interesting, and again, it was Angel Hernandez, the third base umpire, who made the home run signal. We did not see anything from Larry Vanover, who is the second base umpire.
Tell you, bottom line, Cap, on a 1-2 pitch, that was one great swing from John Jaso. The fact that he could hit the ball as well as he did on Jaso, and he is looking at diamond vision as they're replaying it, which means nothing to the umpires except the replays. And Melvin just pointed, as was the case in Cleveland twice, that Angel Hernandez called doubles and both were home runs. He's saying the ball hit the top, hit the back wall, and bounced back.
From our angle, it's hard to see how much room there is between the wall and then that wall behind it.
Well, the bullpen of the Orioles, and then the wall in front for the home run, but the wall behind, which is green, there is a space behind that area. So if it's close enough, and see,
there's some room back there.
Yeah, the room is behind. So if it hit the top of the wall or this fence, it's a matter of how hard that is, and would it come back as far as it did.
Well, see, there is a pipe right behind it as well.
Well, this is an East Coast game, which means that this is one of the first games that New York's looking at. Well, here we go. Now where are you going to put the runners? They're going to put the runners at second and third. It's a double.
So they're going to allow 2 of the runs to score. So Jaso will get credit for a 2-run double. So it's still a good thing for the A's, but a grand slam taken away. And John Jaso is saying, what did you see, Angel?
Yeah. It's the same thing you saw in Cleveland where you made a mistake twice, but this time, and it's unfortunate because Blank should have read the ball going off the wall, should have been running hard as he was, but then he slowed down. And as a result, he has to go back to third. It could have very easily been a bases clearing double with him running as he normally would be.
So it's 2-0 A's, and they still have runners at second and third and nobody out. So the Orioles will bring the infield in as Punto hits. And Punto tries to hold up, and he did, says Angel Hernandez.
I'm always amazed that whenever the reviews are taking place, the challenges, and that the pitcher just stands and talks and looks around, doesn't throw, and then he's got to step back on the mound within about 5 minutes and make the first pitch.
And that one missed again. 2-0, and the Orioles may be getting a little frustrated with home plate umpire Adrian Johnson.
John Jaso, I guess, we're still looking for his first grand slam.
Yeah.
He's have hit 3 this year, all 3 coming in May.
So 2-0 the count. The review took 3 minutes and 18 seconds, and I guess part of that would be you got to make sure you put the runners in the right spot.
Right. And there's supposed to be an isolated camera above us that covers the whole field for the umpires and to be able to look at. That's kind of a stationary camera.
3-0 pitch, not close, and it's another walk. That's 4 walks in this inning alone. And boy, the A's have a chance to have a monster inning.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but it kind of looked like, unless Ubaldo Jimenez just completely lost his control, that he was pitching carefully to Punto, maybe to try to set up a possible double play. Infield will move back. He got a double play with Donaldson the first at bat.
Well, he's already tied a season high in walks with 5. And here's Donaldson, who got a breaking ball and fouls back.
And with Josh Donaldson and lifting the leg, and as he has told us, the key is for him to get the leg up, and that's all the timing. But the sliders he saw in New York, he just could not handle and wasn't able to see them that well.
And that one, a foul ball on a pitch that Donaldson was trying to check his swing. So Donaldson's having one of those periods where nothing's going his way.
Well, he's got to be thinking split finger fastball, slider, something other than a fastball, unless there's a lot of movement on it.
0-2 pitch in the dirt. So 31 pitches in this inning alone for Ubaldo Jimenez. Brett Brock starts to throw. Brad Brock, excuse me.
Brock Candy's pretty good too.
Yeah, he's warming up like he's had some candy. He's in a hurry. Blanks, Jaso, Punto out of the runners, and the 1-2 pitch in the dirt. 2-2. Outfield pitch toward the gaps a little bit for Donaldson. And now full count.
Do you know the hit by Jaso was the first that Jimenez has given up today?
Well, he had a no-hitter going.
Yes, he did. No-hitter through first nine batters. Fortunately, John Jaso got the big hit. Drove in 2. Could have been 4, but 3-2 after 0-2 to Donaldson.
3-2 pitch is bounced to Machado. Machado's going to come home. They'll get the out there. So Machado had to charge it just a little bit. And he made the right play. I don't know if they would have got a double play. So he cut down the runner at the plate.
Well, he's playing deep, and that was the key, but it was hit hard. And I think he probably is thinking, why give up a run if we don't have to? And Brandon Moss coming up. Of course, they're looking for the best case scenario, and that's the 5-2 is like a strikeout because it does not score a run. The double play would have scored a run. And Brandon Moss trying to make some solid contact.
First pitch to Moss is driven to center. Jones going back. And that baby's gone for sure. And it's a grand slam for Moss. And it's a 6-0 lead for the A's.
And before Moss is going to cross the plate, Buck Showalter is going to cross the line. And the last grand slam hit by the Athletics was Brandon Moss against Richards at the Coliseum before the A's left, and he does it again today, and what a big blast. And no review there necessary.
So the A's with a 6 spot against Ubaldo Jimenez here in the third, and they have knocked him out of the game. When it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up, your oil change tune-up and smog experts. And Moss makes sure that they have one for sure. And here it is. And it's right there for Moss. Off-speed pitch. And he crushed it. So Moss' second career grand slam. And it gives the A's a 6-0 lead.
Well, you said it right. No doubt about it. There's no review there. And Jimenez, I mean, he really, when you put that many runners on base via the walk, you give up a double, close to being a slam, and then a slam on the first pitch to Moss. That's pretty special. It's 53 driven in for Moss with 16.
So the first pitch to Cespedes is low. So another home run for the A's. They've now homered in 16 straight games, a total of 27 in those 16 games. And still only one out. Cespedes rolls it foul. So there's your new pitcher, Brad Brock. His 10th appearance, does not have a record. ERA just a little under 4. So he takes over here with one out in the top of the third inning. That one's hit hard in the hole. Hardy backhand, straightens up, throws, and the ball skips past Davis, bounces off the side wall, and Cespedes is going to be aboard, and he may have beat that out anyways, but we'll see if it goes as a hit. I think it should.
Yes, it is. Which is surprising here because we've had some official scoring calls here, a little surprising, but this one, as Hardy had to go to his right, And then he threw the ball in the dirt. Stevens could not handle it. And I have to be honest, and I said about the official scoring, because on Friday night, the go-ahead run that was scored by the Athletics was ruled an unearned run because Hardy's error. Evidently, Hardy said to the official score that he was going to throw to third. He peeked up and missed the ball, and that negated the possibility of a run scoring. And by him getting to third or even staying in second, even though Stephen Vogt's base hit was clean, they ruled it an unearned run. Chuck, you're looking shocked.
Chuck is our stat man.
I was shocked as well.
He's not our third announcer in the booth. He's Chuck's our stat man.
He's the sit and lean man.
That's right. My nickname is not Chuck. Chuck is our stat guy. 2-0 to Stephen Vogt. Vogt hit a fly ball to deep right field that Markakis caught right at the wall. So Brad Brock comes in, and this one's hit to left. Cruz is back, now settling underneath it, and he's got it for out number 2. So 6 earned runs allowed in 2 1/3 innings for Ubaldo Jimenez, and he walked 5. 3 of those scored, and the other one in that inning was taken off the bases on a fielder's choice, but there's still a base runner.
That's right.
I mean, it basically means that walk scored as well.
That's true, and that is considered a walk because it was a fielder's choice and eliminated one of the walks. But yeah, and it's and really, you go back to last year, as we mentioned, that he walked 5, 0 scored, and today he was not as lucky, and fortunate for the A's as they took advantage of it.
That one's ripped toward right center. Jones on the run, and Jones, the Gold Glover, makes a nice catch in deep right center field. Moss and the rest of the A's do big damage for Scott Kazmir. Moss with the grand slam, Jaso with the 2-run double. So bottom of the 3rd coming up. It's the A's 6 and the Orioles nothing. Replay on the Jaso home run, and Ray, a big part of the replay was where do we put the runners when the home run was taken away? Well, that's what Major League Baseball is looking at right there.
Well, the lower right corner, you can see that shows the whole field, and they can a lot of times see the ball with other angles and see where the runners are, and they'll go back and forth, and you can see Kyle Blanks approaching third. But again, the surprising thing to me, when he slowed down, it's almost as if he either thought it was a grand slam, heard something, and started to shut it down, because I think if he's running hard, he should have been able to score. But the A's would take the 6.
Now, what you just saw, you saw the the above camera on the bottom right, but then the 12 other looks.
Right.
That was so they know where to place the runners, which doesn't happen a lot. But it will happen occasionally, and they want to make sure that they get all the runners in the right spot. So,
and that's the type of play that they're concerned about, because it was a home run or at least a reviewed ball. 8 times the A's have batted around. Thank you, Gerard. Rudy.
6-0, bottom of the third. It'll be Hundley, Markakis, and Machado. Well, Kazmir this year has done a good job pitching when he has had a big lead, and he's had it a handful of times. So we'll see if he can do it again today.
Yeah, that shows that there are 6+ runs per start.
Three and 1 to Nick Hundley. And Hundley hits it fair. Diving play by Donaldson. Gets up, throws, and they got him. Sensational play by Donaldson at third.
Man, if that's ever a Gold Glove play, Hundley can't believe it. He's thinking double. Watch Donaldson go in the foul territory, lays out, slides, gets up, and look at the gun. Tall first baseman, little stretch by Blanks, not much needed. Over the back in the foul territory, and Josh Donaldson, 4-seam, perfect throw to first base. What a play by Josh Donaldson, especially going that far into foul territory. And I'm sure Hundley doesn't have those thunder thighs, so he could.
I can't say it. Only you can say it.
Well, you got to be a catcher to know it. So but he was getting down the line pretty swiftly, but what a play by Donaldson.
1-1 to Markakis, who had a base hit to open up the bottom of the first. Breaking ball and does not go. 2-1. Markakis now hitting .311 on the year.
Gabe Morales. He's one of the. Seems like every crew has a name that we just don't know that much about.
We like his out call at first. Good. And he kind of kept it to himself, which I don't like when the umpires like go right at the runner, and it's like, okay,
to the dugout or the fans if they're home.
He just kind of kept it to himself, which I like that. So Markakis is the first walk. See, he's not looking at the runner.
It's good.
All right,
give him some points for that.
Good job, Gabe. Had a bit.
Well, you look at the double plays and first one error in the last 19 games, and making plays like that, you just forget about any errors that he's made.
And he actually, I think he had a fielding slump to start the year.
You said it. Yeah, you're right.
Made a handful of errors and just looked a little uncomfortable, but that's in the past now. He looks as good as ever at there. 0-1 to Machado. Maybe Donaldson can get the Gold Glove away from Machado this year. Machado won it last year.
And if you look at range and the type of range that Donaldson has shown to his left, sliding, jumping up, and then, of course, that one to his right in the foul territory, that's some tremendous range. And I think now that's kind of what they look at in determining the Gold Glove winner.
Machado swings and misses.
Change up first, it was almost like Soriano and Scott Kazmir facing him last weekend at Yankee Stadium, or the first of the week that is, but change ups early, got him in the fastball second time, change up to third. So Kazmir mixing both fastballs and change ups very well today.
So with 2 outs and a runner at first, Adam Jones steps in. Jones hit into a 5-4-3 double play in the first inning. First pitch is called the ball to Adam Jones. Orioles have enough firepower because they have the ability to hit the long ball. Kazmir needs to certainly keep that in mind. Off-speed pitch in for a strike, so 2-1 the count.
You normally don't like to pitch up in a zone, but that was a high changeup that Jones was fooled, did not swing at, and got the call from Adrian Johnson, who's been consistently calling the high strike today.
Swing and a miss. Fastball at 93 miles an hour from Kazmir.
Held a long time for some reason, and when he released, he threw a good fastball after the high changeup. Got it in the inside part of the plate. Good location.
That one back to Kazmir, who grabs it. It was an off-speed pitch, flips to first. Jones is retired, and so are the Orioles. Terrific play by Donaldson to open up the bottom of the third as he takes a hit away from Hundley. Not too shabby. 6-0. The A's lead the Orioles as we head to the fourth.
You need a gift for Dad? The MLB.com at-bat app and a subscription to its premium features on his favorite smartphone or tablet are perfect for Father's Day. Dad will have access to features such as live look-ins, instant replay, live audio, free MLB.tv game of the day, and more. For details, visit MLB.com. That's a good gift. That's what, a couple weeks from today, Father's Day.
Yes, you're right. That's a good spot to be right there.
If he didn't have a jersey of the A's when he came in, he put one on.
Yeah. We'll see a little bit of green and gold, but lots of orange in this ballpark.
Yeah. Going to Anaheim, a lot of the either A's fans in Southern California or people who will come down for the series. There's always a good turnout, the A's fans in Anaheim. Should be a good series. Sea of orange here, sea of red in Anaheim the next 3 games.
Callaspo rolls one, and it's foul. Not by much. The White Sox and the Angels will finish up their series. That'll get started in just a little bit. See how close this was.
It's Gabe Morales at first base, immediately putting up the hands. Chris Davis caught it, touched the bag.
The Angels will go for a sweep in that game this afternoon of the White Sox. Quintana for Chicago and Wilson for the Angels.
Ice cream in an Orioles helmet. Yeah, right in the middle, just getting right down to the last drop.
0-2 pitch to Callaspo, and he rips one right center. That's hit well, and that one is going to one-hop the wall, and I believe it went up over the wall and hit that back wall, the controversial back wall, we'll call it, but it's a double for Callaspo, so that's good to see.
So there's the end of his 0 for what, 19? And he walked his first at bat, so a perfect day for Callaspo, who hit it hard and hit it deep and split the gap, so at least extra bases, which he got. And that was just enough. Oh, it hit the back wall and came back, didn't it?
Yes, it did. We think. So here's Blanks.
If you don't see the ball hit the warning track of bounce, you know you're in trouble. Which Larry Vanover let everybody know that we knew it was a double.
Blank swings and misses. Blanks walked in the 3rd inning. Jimenez, excuse me, walked 4 in that 3rd inning.
Chance to see Raul Banya's next 3 games.
That's right, in practice. Blanks shoots one foul, so count stays at 1-2. Callaspo at second with the leadoff double. And Blanks checks his swing, and he did not go.
A lot of hard fastballs down and in to Blanks, and Morales. A quick check by a catcher Huntley to Morales, said no.
Hard slider, and Blanks a good take, and now a full count. He's with 4 hits in the game. Callaspo's double breaks his 0 for 19 stretch. And a good take again on a fastball running in on Blanks, and he gets his 2nd walk.
Brandon Moss, the grand slam. Let's see. Oh, checked.
Yeah, hole in one. Yeah.
How about that?
Stop it.
Boy,
that's
you guys
impossible.
Are good. That ball checked up, dropped right in the hole, huh?
We got to get somebody to run out there and see what that was all about. Come on.
Checked up. It's going to reverse spin. Up. Gone. What a great shot for a hole in one.
He should win a car for that.
That's right. Yeah. That's a great call. The ohno.co.
Jace to left field. That's a base hit. Here comes Callaspo. He's being waved home. Cruz's throw to the plate is not nearly in time. In fact, it's cut off. And Callaspo slides in, and it's 7-0. The A's lead. So Jaso gets his third RBI of the ball game.
Well, great opposite field hitting. The fastball away, and Jaso, we've seen him hit 6 home runs, almost his 7th for a grand slam, but this is his style of hitting. Goes opposite field, and maybe he's going to start getting more pitches away to do exactly that. Good day for Jaso after a ground out in the first inning. 2-run double, RBI single.
And still nobody out. Here's Punto. First pitch from Brad Brock is low. Punto has walked twice and scored once. And Punto swings at a pitch in the dirt that time. So a very quiet crowd at this point in the game. The A's have completely shut the crowd down. And it's only the 4th inning, but it's 7-0, and it's amazing what a 6-run inning will do.
I think you've said it best, what the A's manager and any manager wants to see, and that is a good performance by the team, especially with a big crowd and a lot of young kids on hand, and that's the case with Little League Day today. Bob Melvin always likes to see his club play well, sellouts at the Coliseum. They usually do. And today, trying to win a series and take the 3rd game after losing last night. So Little League A's are happy. See, number 6. That's Bob Melvin's number.
A little flare, and that will fall for a hit. And they're going to hold blanks at 3rd. Cruz gets it in quickly, and the bases are loaded with nobody out. So Donaldson's coming up. Donaldson has had all kinds of RBI opportunities in this series. He's got another shot here.
Heard the bat break off the Punto hit, but you're right. Another time, and runner at first his first time, bases loaded second, bases loaded this the 3rd. It's just his 4th inning.
So Dave Wallace comes out to talk to his right-hander, Brad Brock. Ray, you mentioned that Angels game last night, and it was about as unlikely of a victory, and it's nothing against the Angels, as we've seen in a long time.
Sure.
The White Sox were winning 5-0 after 7 innings with Chris Sale on the mound, and Sale had allowed just 3 hits. It's 5-0.
And what, previous 3 games he had a 0.7 ERA or something, 7.5 ERA.
So the bottom of the 8th comes, and the Angels go double, single for a run, air, single, grand slam. That ties it at 5, and then with 2 outs they go single, single, single. Yeah. And they take the 6-5 lead, and they win the game 6-5.
Friere 1-2-3, 9th inning, and a W.
I mean, if you're the White Sox, you got to be. What just happened?
Well, and conversely, if you're the Angels, you're saying we needed a game to get us going in the right direction. And boy, that is as much as any can do it. When you're trailing, especially against a pitcher who has dominated you not only in the game that you're playing, but previous games as well. And then you come back, and Mike Trout had a tremendous at bat. He took it to 3-2. Fastball low, maybe in ball 4, but he crushed it. And
well, he hits that low ball.
That's right.
It's probably better than any right-handed hitter we've seen.
I think last year he had the cycle, and I think the home run was a pitch out of the strike zone to right center that was crushed. And his last at bat.
Donaldson takes a strike, 2-1. So the Angels had 3 hits through the first 7 innings. They had 7 hits in the bottom of the 8th alone, and it was quite a ball game.
But Trollwater sees his club trailing already by 7 in just the 4th inning.
2-1 to Donaldson. And now 3-1 to Donaldson. A run in and the bases are loaded. And Donaldson cues one back to the pitcher, and the out at home and back to first, and that's the old 1-2-3 double play. So the A's now have runners at second and third with 2 outs.
Boy, just a perfect, and watch Hundley make sure he caught the ball and tagged the plate. Only had plenty of time to get Donaldson going down the line. Josh Donaldson, it's probably a day that, well, a series, because he's not had a great series swinging the bat. But his defensive play last inning kind of overshadows some of the negative things that happened with the bat.
So 2 outs for Moss, who had a grand slam in the 3rd inning.
It's a chance of him getting a pitch to hit with first base open. I'm surprised they're even pitching to him.
And Moss now 16 home runs and 53 RBIs. So those are the A's players in the top 10 in RBIs in the American League, and they have 3 of them.
And you throw up the pitchers, the top ERAs in the top 10, got 3. At least at one time they did.
Now 2-0.
Well, this has helped the A's with 2-0 lead. And, well, you know, watching that pitch, it looked like a split that didn't really split. Trying to get a ground ball, but instead he hung it. And Moss, that's the most exciting tunnel, especially grand slams at home, a Friday night against Richards, and today.
And remember, Ray, I think Friday night we were talking about power hitters, and what power hitters do that other hitters don't do is they do damage on mistake pitches. Absolutely. And that was a mistake pitch. 3-0 to Moss. Taken all the way, and it's low, and it's another walk. 7 walks by the Orioles so far today, and we're in the 4th inning. That may have been a pitch careful to him, but you're also down 7-0.
That's right. And you know, you don't want to encourage in a bat by Cespedes by putting up 4 fingers and walking Brandon Moss. So best thing, if your pitcher can do what Brock did, and that's pitch him carefully and walk him, don't worry about it. At least the on-deck hitter, in this case Cespedes, he doesn't go up thinking, oh yeah, you don't think I can hit? Well, that's what he's done with the bases loaded. 7 for 16.
Cespedes strikeout and a single. And the first pitch is a sinker in for a strike. And that one to left field. Cruz coming in, and he's going to grab it. Side retired. So the A's get 1 run, and we're going to the bottom of the 4th. It's the A's 7 and the Orioles nothing. The best deal in Bay Area baseball. Comcast Sportsnet California's Authentic Fan Fridays at the Coliseum. This Friday, you're going to get a ticket in our value deck behind home plate, an authentic A's fan jersey, a cheer card, and a $6 food and drink voucher, all for one great price. The best deal in Bay Area baseball is Comcast Sportsnet's Authentic Fan Friday. Log on to csncalifornia.com for details. You may want to come to the Coliseum this weekend. It's up to you, but the Yankees are coming to town. You got Authentic Fan Friday. You got fireworks on Friday.
Father's Day Sunday.
Father's Day Sunday.
And Derek Jeter's last regular season appearance.
That's right. So terrific homestand coming up, starting with those Yankees, followed by the Rangers and the Red Sox. So just as far as opponents and interest in the opponents, that's as good of a homestand as we've had at the Coliseum in quite a while. So the A's will go to Anaheim Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. That's a big series. We'll have all three games for you. And then Yankees, Rangers, Red Sox. So we're looking forward to being home for a while, and we're looking forward to a good homestand against three good teams. So that's what's coming up. And it's summer. It's June. So school's out. Right there, strike three call, and then strikeout number 4 for Scott Kazmir.
It might have been a case of looking for something other than a fastball down the middle, because that's what Cruz got. And it always puzzles me as to why hitters ever take a fastball when it's 2 strikes. What are they guessing other than the baseball? And good pitch by Kazmir, and Derek Norris does a good job. These fans, I'm sure, enjoying the day today.
Chris Davis swings and misses, and he missed it by quite a bit.
What Derek Norris does a very good job of doing is watching the hitters. They get scouting reports. They know what the hitters can or cannot do, but you also watch the hitters. They will tell you what they're looking for or changes they might be making against the scouting report.
And on 3 pitches, Davis strikes out, and that's 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th.
But slider, fastball. And maybe after 2 successful sliders, he's looking another slider and his swing on a fastball late. And Chris Davis just, I mean, he swung and the ball was in the catcher's mitt of Derek Norris.
First pitch to Hardy is in for a strike. So Kazmir just filling up the strike zone right now. Why not? Got a 7-0 lead. Hard to believe that J.J. Hardy has not hit a home run yet. I mean, it's June 8th today, and he's got to be wondering why he hasn't hit a home run.
Game number 61 for them, and his last one was last September.
And he's a legitimate power guy. Caspo charges, and that's a nice inning for Scott Kazmir. A couple of strikeouts, and we're through 4 from Baltimore. All A's so far, 7-0. About the defense from the Orioles last year, 54 errors. That's a Major League Baseball record all time. Gold Glove for Hardy, no surprise there. Gold Glove for Adam Jones, no surprise there. Gold Glove for the youngster Manny Machado. So 54 errors in one season, a Major League Baseball record. This year, 32 errors, third in the league in fielding, but just personnel-wise, I mean, they have Gold Glovers all over the place. And it is a good defensive team, no question about it. Martakis is good.
Well, that makes a pitcher feel great. Put the ball in play, and why try to strike out hitters when you know have outfielders who could chase down fly balls and infielders who could pretty much catch everything. Of course, they had, and I'm sure Dallaire has all the footage of the human vacuum cleaner and Brooks Robinson. Now he didn't play here, but he was a 16-time Gold Glover. And really, they've not had a third baseman probably to match Brooks Robinson until Manny Machado now. Got a good one now.
Belanger was pretty good too, huh?
Oh, Belanger, I mean, what an infield. Left side, that's Hall of Famer Brooks Robinson, number retired, big statue in center field. Davey Johnson at second, Boog Powell at first. Elrod Hendricks. Andy Etchebarren. There's Brooksy. Oh, man. How about that? You guys know the Pickles Pub? Brooks Robinson.
Pickles Pub right behind it.
Yeah.
A busy place after the ball game.
Yeah. Well, by building this yard here down the street that runs alongside, they've opened up a lot of restaurants and I guess extended the seating capacity out to the street. So, I mean, that's the seating availability, but that's a great place.
Machado scoops it up. Vogt is retired.
Well, you watch the throws of Brooks Robinson. I mean, he is just unlike, not even close to Machado. He got a quick release and 16 Gold Gloves, second most ever player in history. The hits, never retired, all-century team, and one class individual. Unbelievable. 70 World Series MVP. Johnny Bench could have won it all if Brooks hadn't played third. He robbed him of everything in the 70 World Series. 66, Jim Palmer, of course, the pitcher against the Dodgers in that one.
Okay, I got a question for you then.
How many times did he rob me?
No. But I remember Brooks Robinson and playing. I remember, but he had the short brim on his helmet. Why did he do that?
Just, I guess, better visual. I never questioned him because he was my idol.
Yeah, he had the brim of his helmet was about half the size of a normal brim, and I never understood what that was.
It was almost like a catcher's helmet with a half brim.
So you could pull the mask down.
Right.
He wore that as a hitter.
Yeah, he did.
I'm sure he's been asked that a few times.
Yeah. No, he was my idol. He could do it, and every time you take batting practice, you hit a ball towards third, you play in the Orioles, you'd say, "Nice play, Brooks," because you knew he'd rob you.
So he was the original vacuum cleaner.
Absolutely. When you win 16 Gold Gloves, you're a vacuum cleaner. Everything is caught.
Well, Machado's only 21 years old, and he may win a few more.
Evan Longoria with the Rays, very good third baseman. He's won the Gold Glove. But I don't think we can forget about Josh Donaldson as a possibility.
The thing is, you got to win that first one.
That's right.
You know, that's the hardest one to win. So maybe this year it'll be Donaldson who gets the Gold Glove.
Well, we've seen him make some plays that would warrant it. So one thing that always stood out, I asked Brooks Robinson as he got a little bit older in the game, and I said, what you're thinking, what's the philosophy? And he says, as you get older, you never want a fastball thrown by you. You always look fastball because you can tip your age if you can't catch up to a fastball. So he would always just load up, look fastball, and he was a great hitter right down to when he retired. And in the Hall of Fame, without any question, is the greatest all-time third baseman.
And another walk. Brock Not happy with himself.
We're just told he averaged 11 errors a season for 23 years. Unbelievable. And we have seen how many balls are hitting that direction. And of course, he had Dave McNally and Mike Cuellar, a couple of lefties who threw off speed and rolled over on a lot of pitches and hit the left side.
First pitch to Callaspo is a strike. Callaspo a walk and a double, and he has scored twice. TJ McFarland, the left-hander, starts to throw. Well, Brooks Robinson, part of a great history in the Baltimore Orioles. They came here in 1954, and they were the St. Louis Browns for a long time. So the St. Louis Browns, they moved here and became the Baltimore Orioles. And they've had good runs, but you probably had you had a first-hand look at their best run from probably the mid-'60s to the mid-'70s. I mean, right. They were terrific.
Well, that's the Earl Weaver, number 4, the Hall of Fame manager. But they're wearing 60 on their jerseys for a reason, and you just said it with the 54. This is 14.
And you guys squared off with them a couple times, right, in the playoffs?
Absolutely. That was it. And the Orioles
could not get by you guys.
The Orioles beat the A's actually in 1971, swept them in 3 games, and then the A's with the Orioles in 72-73. I want to say 74. I know 74 for sure.
So that would be another walk, and the total is now 9.
Buck Showalter, as all managers do, they have the lineup card and write notes, and I don't think I'd want to see his note card today. I don't think it's a very positive one that he can reflect on.
Brock has walked 4. His starter Jimenez walked 5.
Well, that was a quick conversation.
Yeah.
That wasn't even "Are you ready?" He said "Get ready," or maybe "You're next." The next batter is John Jay, the lefty, and that's probably why the lefty is warming up.
So here's Blanks, his 3rd at bat. And Blanks takes low. 2 walks for Blanks today.
Remember the pitcher Don Stanhouse?
Yeah. He was very slow, was he not?
Well, yes, and actually he always seemed to make it interesting. Chuck just said full pack. He was called pack and a half. Because
Don pack and a half Stanhouse.
Yeah, because Earl Weaver usually went through a pack and a half by the time he got the job done.
So there's a few of those closers out there that could have that title.
That's right. I guess that's when you were able to, but the old Memorial Stadium, Earl would walk down the kind of the tunnel and
just like that with his hand in his back pocket.
Well, actually, one hand in the back pocket, the other on his pack and a half. Earl managed the 1970 All-Star game, and he kept coming out and saying, "Aren't you going to get anybody out?" Unfortunately not.
2-1 to Blanks. And it's low, 3-1. The Orioles have won 3 titles, 66, 70, and 83, and they've lost 3 World Series. They lost in 69, 71, and 79. 79, they had a 3-games-to-1 lead over the Pirates team, and the Pirates came back and won it. Blanks rolls it foul, the 3rd. The Pirates got momentum going in that series, and they just could not be stopped.
We are family, and that's where it originated, and boy, they were family that year in winning the World Series.
Full count. Norris and Callaspo are the runners, and the pitch is inside, and it's another walk. That's 10. And Buck Showalter. And this is as fast of a walk as I've seen Buck Showalter, and now he's going to break into a jog. And Brad Brock is gone, and Brad Brock is going to try to figure out what the heck just happened. But the bases are loaded, and when it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune Up, your oil change, tune up, and smog experts.
World Series champion Boston Red Sox in a 4-game series from Thursday, June 19th through Sunday, June 22nd. Don't wait. Get great seats now at athletics.com/tickets. The Boston Red Sox, you talk about some players that take a lot of pitches and don't swing at bad pitches. The Red Sox throughout their time have been that type. And there's an happy A's fan. Cap having a beverage and eating Cracker Jacks and pumping his fist up saying the A's are leading.
So here's the left-hander TJ McFarland on for his 9th appearance this year, and he'll face Jaso with the bases loaded and 1 out. So this is the A's 9th at bat today with the bases loaded. That's unbelievable. And it's only the 5th inning. Jaso swings and misses, and the count is 0-1. Jaso a ground out, a bases loaded double, and an RBI single. So 2 for 3 with 3 RBIs for Jaso, hitting in the leadoff spot today. Rolls that one slowly toward the second baseman Scope, who gets the out at first. It'll be another RBI for Jaso as Norris comes in to score. So one catcher knocks in another, and it's 8-0.
Well, here it was. Jimenez, a fly ball to right center, splitting the gap, and according to the review, it's the umpire calling it that was Gabe Morales calling the ball not a home run, and Angel Hernandez called it a home run, trying to make up for the 2 that he miscalled last year and the year before. And this time, though, it was overturned. And Jaso gets a 2-run double. He did score on the grand slam by Brandon Moss. That's the good news for the A's. 10 walks, 5 have scored.
So Punto has been on base 3 times, 2 walks and a single. He's got a chance to knock in a couple runs with 2 outs.
Well, this is a great thing, Cap, about being a switch hitter, that you can start the game batting left-handed, have 3 at bats, then turn around with a right-hander or left-hander and bat right-handed. Big contributors there today, Moss and John Jaso.
Punto takes low, 2-1. Punto getting the start at shortstop today, so Lowry getting the day off, Coco Crisp getting the day off, Gentry getting the day off. Sounded like with Coco Crisp, He played yesterday. Not going to play today, and it sounds like he'll probably play maybe Monday and Wednesday in Anaheim. A's have an off day Thursday. And then hopefully, maybe by Friday, he'll be ready to get back in there on a more regular basis. And Bob Melvin working through that Cocoa Crisp. And the neck still bothering a little bit.
Took a long time today, Melvin did, to put the lineup together, knowing that Lowry wasn't playing, Crisp not in the lineup. Coco kept the streak alive yesterday. This was the run early against Gossman, and actually there was a ball down the right field line just foul on the previous pitch, and the fastball 0-2 was hit out, and that tied the game at 1, but the Orioles came back. Josh Donaldson is hoping that Punto can walk so he can come up with the bases loaded again. Or not. He's not had a good day with the bases loaded. And Donaldson waiting behind Punto, and figure the odds are with him if he comes up again with them loaded.
So Punto steps back in, 3-2. Punto hits it high and foul down the right field line. So third pitcher of the afternoon for the Orioles, TJ McFarland. First look at him in this series.
Before this game is over, might have a chance to see everybody we have not seen so far in this series.
Correct. Reach for and line foul into the seats. So Punto putting together a good battle here against McFarland. The ninth pitch coming up. And he's got a base hit to left field, and that's going to drive home a pair, and that's going to give the A's a 10-0 lead. Nick Punto is perfect today. 2 walks, 2 singles, 2 RBIs, and a run scored.
That's a great at bat to come through with a big hit with the bases loaded, 3-2 count. Really not overpowering, just a little line drive to left field. And you foul off the tough pitches till you get a good one. He does, and drills it to left field. And boy, have a perfect day, Nick Punto.
So Donaldson swings at the first pitch and hits it high and foul. Donaldson 0 for 3 today. He reached on a fielder's choice and scored in the third. He's also hit into a couple of double plays. That one skips him out of the way.
Well, in this game, in inning number 3 and inning number 5, Norris, Calespo, Blanks, bottom 3 in the batting order, all 3 walked in those 2 innings. And 5 of the 6 scored, only Blanks thrown out at the plate on the ground ball by Donaldson in the 3rd.
Misses again, and it's 2-1. The Mariners and the Rays are scoreless in the top of the 7th inning, and it's Felix Hernandez and Chris Archer. So we'll keep an eye on that one, see how it ends. Felix Hernandez has been pitching great. He's 8-1 with a 2.57 ERA. That one tapped back to the pitcher McFarland, who turns around, throws to first. Side retired. 3 more runs for the A's. So we're headed to the bottom of the 5th. It's now the A's 10 and the Orioles nothing. fan photo of the game. Tweet your photo to CSNCA fan photo. Name and hometown needs to be put down. You'll have a chance to be shown in an upcoming game broadcast. It's all brought to you by AT&T. There's Luis Elvira from Rodeo, California, and he is in a full battle with that all-star hot dog. So, Lou, we appreciate the photo, and it looks like you're having a good time at the ballpark. That's the most important thing.
If you can crush a dog at the park, you have a good day.
Or two. Nothing wrong with that.
Meanwhile, Scott Kazmir has given up 3 hits in 4 innings and enjoying a 10-run lead.
He faces Pierce, Scope, and Hundley, the bottom 3 for the Orioles. The Rangers and the Indians are scoreless in the 3rd inning in Texas. It's Masterson and Saunders. It's a 4-game series. They'll play again tomorrow. Each team has won a game so far in that series. The Rangers 7 games behind the A's, sitting right at the 500 mark. Pierce rips one to left field, and Moss cannot quite get it. It's over his head. Hustling for second. The throw is just a touch late, and Pierce has a double. Steve Pierce has had a good series, couple of hits today.
Well, the 2-1 fastball did not quite get it inside where Dirk Norris wanted it, and Pierce just dropped the head of the bat. And while it sounded great coming off the bat, just a low ringing line drive.
So hit number 4 for Baltimore, and here's Scope.
Brandon Moss, a good jump on the ball, stuck the long glove up, but just barely missed it.
Foul that. You see where Mitch Moreland had ankle surgery, and Mitch Moreland, the first baseman for the Rangers, and yeah, he's going to be out for 3 months, so he's probably out for the year.
Yeah, he's out for the year.
So another serious injury hits the Texas Rangers, and they'll be without Mitch Moreland, who has had big hits against the A's the last couple of years.
And with Prince Fielder missing the season, he took over at first base, so once again another season-ending injury. Kind of handcuffed Ron Washington, but you'll never hear from him.
Donaldson gets a nice big hop, throws across. Scope is retired for out number 1 here in the 5th.
That time Kuiper was not the same as Friday night, but last night a similar situation occurred. Donaldson with 2 outs and a runner at second base got a ground ball. The runner didn't leave second, and it just shows that Donaldson is smart enough to make the play. If the runner's coming towards third, you tag him instead of making the throw. And it's different on Friday night when he got Machado. But I think the scouting reports, you start saying that don't be running to third base on a ground ball to the left side, especially to Donaldson, if he's going to tag you out, which makes an easier play.
Hundley down the right field line. It's going to be a long run for Vogt, and he's going to get there in the corner, and he makes a nice catch.
How about that catcher? Huh? What a
long
play for a catcher in right field. Those long strides going after the ball. Damn, ball slicing away. That's always a tough play for anybody, an outfielder, and just tracked it, got it, came up with it, and looked back in as the runner at second base went halfway. But that's a fair ball, and a great job of Stephen Vogt tracking it down. I think you said it best the other night. Get a glove for every possession. Work out every place. Show your versatility, which he's showing in right field, but play on the infield, knows he can catch. Maybe one day play all 9 positions, because if he can catch, figure he can pitch.
So here's Markakis, who is singled and walked. The night game tonight is the Red Sox and the Tigers. Tigers will be going for the 3-game sweep of Boston. Red Sox can't figure out what they want to do right now. They have currently lost 5 in a row, and they have a stretch rate. They have 10-game losing streak, and then a 7-game winning streak, and now a 5-game losing streak. That's hard to figure out.
Well, it's something you don't want, for sure. It's nice to end the losing streak and start a new one, but once you win 7 in a row, you don't want to start losing the same amount and lose everything you've gained.
And the Red Sox are 27-34 on the year.
Yeah, they're a tough division, bro. That's got a whole bunch of clubs really hoping, wishing that the Blue Jays would do what the Tigers have done, with the exception now of trying to sweep the Red Sox. But you start pulling away as the Blue Jays have done, the Tigers have come back to the pack and brought everybody with them.
Strike 3 called. Markakis knew it. He heads back to the dugout. So does Kazmir. And that is 6 strikeouts through 5 innings for Scott Kazmir. And we're headed to the 6th. 10-0 the A's lead. Be Moss, Cespedes, and Vogt against T.J. McFarland. 3rd pitcher for the Orioles. And the first pitch is a strike to Moss, who's got a grand slam in the game, giving him 53 RBIs now in the season. Now, coming into today's action, the leader in RBIs in the American League is Nelson Cruz with 55. And again, that's coming into today. Cabrera's got 51 for the Tigers. So depending on what those two gentlemen do, Moss, well, we know right now with his 53, he's just a couple behind Nelson Cruz. How about that?
Come a long way.
Yeah.
He started with a slam in Oakland the Friday night, first game of the series against the Angels. Of course, had a big series in Yankee Stadium, and of course, we're talking just a week ago this Friday. He started against the Angels, the big two home runs in New York, one to win a game. Good to see him doing well. Good to see Bob Melvin has been able to insert him in the lineup in various positions, whether first base, DH, or the outfield, left or right. Comfortable in all outfield positions as he threw out a big runner on Friday night. Strong arm, four-seam grip to make a perfect throw. And this is what he did against Garrett Richards. This was after Richards had thrown 6 out of the strike zone. 2-0 fastball right down the middle, crushed right center. 5-run first inning for the Athletics, and Brandon Moss with that one. Well, Richards came back the next start, and he pitched perfectly in his next start following that short outing.
Well, we'll see Richards tomorrow night.
I was going to say, I'm going to see him again.
It'll be Richards, Skaggs, and Weaver, the 3 scheduled pitchers for the Angels in that upcoming series starting tomorrow night.
Same 3 the A's saw at the Coliseum.
Moss swings and misses, and that's the first out.
Well, after the slam on Friday, New York on Tuesday night. This was a ball hit that went very well. And then against Warren in the 10th inning, game winner, 3-2 slider crushed at the second deck, and Brandon Moss, what a season he is having, and we're only game 63. So that means 99 remaining after today. And Brandon Moss with those numbers already.
Here's Cespedes. Cespedes has his second in as he rips one up the middle. So he's 2 for 4. The A's have 8 hits in the game, and they have received 10 walks. We talked about RBI leaders. These are the home run leaders, and Cruz leading in that category as well. Encarnacion close, Donaldson, and Jose Abreu with 17, and then Moss now with 60.
And as he does often, Brandon Moss talking to Chili Davis. Of course, you'd think after hitting a slam, a walk, good series, good day already, but yet trying to figure out what happened the last at bat against the lefty.
First pitch to Vogt is in for a strike. Quick 0-2 to Vogt. The White Sox and the Angels are underway. No score in the bottom of the first inning. Quintana and Wilson. Stephen Vogt today is 0 for 3. He's the only A's hitter who has not been on base. He shoots one foul. You just don't want to be that guy.
No.
That guy that doesn't get any hits on a day when your team scores a whole bunch of runs. There's always that guy.
That guy is playing right field today, and he's a catcher. So
that's right.
Maybe that's it.
How could you not give it to number 25 in an A's uniform? On the ground to second. Juggle out at second on the first, and that's a double play. 4-6-3. Vogt hits into the double play. So we're going to the bottom of the 6th. Machado to lead it off. 10-0 Athletics.
today, and it started with John Jason with the bases loaded. This, a disputed call, looked like a grand slam. One umpire said no, one umpire said yes. So Brandon Moss said this is how you do it, with no controversy whatsoever. Hole in one, check up, right in the hole. Where did it go? Nick Punto, big 2-run single. The A's leading 10-0. Scott Kazmir has enjoyed the run support again. We have seen the numbers on him, the support. He's mixed his fastball, he's mixed his changeup. And one of the most impressive pitches he's made, Cobb, I think, was the strikeout last inning when he threw a 2-2 changeup to left-hander Nick Markakis. And we talked about the numbers against lefties versus righties. A changeup, a very effective pitch, had not been used against lefties, but maybe something that he's starting today, as he did with Markakis, fooled him, got him looking at a changeup.
Well, they faced Machado, Jones, and Cruz. Pretty good balance as far as pitches per inning by Kazmir, sitting at 71. And the first pitch to Machado is up and away. It'll be Machado, Jones, and Cruz. And Norris got hit. Is it the backswing again by Machado?
Bob Melvin calling Walt Horn out. Is seeing the follow through. Got him in the helmet. Boy, that's why you wear a helmet. Young kids, of course, I think it's required, but you wear the helmet because that was a hard shot. And even though he has the helmet on and the mask, you have to be concerned about the hard shot off the helmet. Follow through. Derek Norris making the play and got it right on the top. It looks like Stephen Vogt's going to come in, and he's just pointing to somebody to go to right field. And not going to take any chances.
Boy, must have got him.
Yeah,
he got him pretty good. So indeed, Vogt will come hustling in from right field.
And it's a warm day, and then on top of it, get hit with a direct blow on the top of the helmet. Well, let's hope he's okay, because we saw what happened with Jaso last year when he took a foul tip. So Craig Gentry is going to go. Let's see if they move the other outfielders. Gentry has a glove. Now again, look at the top of the helmet, and you have the helmet on, but the impact and right at the edge of the helmet and the mask, and boy, when you knock a catcher back like that, that's a direct blow. And we have seen, unfortunately, some concussion symptoms which have occurred with foul balls, or in the case of this time, a direct shot of the bat on the helmet and follow through.
So Gentry indeed will go to right field. Comes Stephen Vogt.
That was a quick change. That's because, you know, catchers now have their own bag full of catching gear. It's already with the shin guards, chest protector, everything is perfect. All you have to do is slip it on.
Yep.
You got straps are okay, and that's why each catcher has his own gear. You never want to have to use one set of gear for a couple, 2 or 3 catchers, and then have to adjust all the straps.
We should be past that, I think, huh?
In today's, yes, yeah. The only bad part is catchers have to carry their own gear. But you want to make sure that it stays with you, and don't want to just let any random person carry it. They may change the straps on it, and then won't be able to just hurriedly get back out on the field.
Kazmir's been playing catchers as infielders while Vogt was getting ready. So the count is 1-1 to Machado. Machado was struck out twice. .74 pitches for Scott Kazmir. The good changeup, and Machado just got a little bit of a piece of it.
That's a very long backswing, and He releases the top hand and follows through. And
Punto has it, and that's the first out. Machado 0 for 3. Quiet afternoon for him, and here comes Adam Jones.
You always think about again when you have the bullpen catchers. In this case, Casey Chavez stays in the bullpen, and with all three catchers in the game today, if one stays on the bench, you kind of follow what a catcher's doing with the pitcher. Kazmir, a 4-hitter so far, but Stephen Vogt comes right in and calls a changeup almost immediately, and that's a good sign of a catcher playing right field today, paying attention to what Derek Norris was doing and handling Scott Kazmir. Casey Chavez always doing the work in the A's bullpen, and throws BP, catches pitchers, and
Casey has his favorite bullpen. Some places he likes better than others. We like to say, hey, how's the bullpen? I think he likes this one.
Yeah. Plus he doesn't have to build a canopy. In Texas, when they put him out in the middle of all the sun and the heat, he had to do his makeshift canopy to keep the sun off the guys in the bullpen, taking care of the relievers.
Seattle, you're kind of surrounded by people. They're hanging right over top of you looking down. And these are the reports that we got from Casey about the different bullpen.
Here's
right there.
See, the dangerous part about that, remember old Tiger Stadium, where the fans kind of hung over, and they weren't hung over, they hung over the stands.
Well, maybe they were.
But you'd be warming up a pitcher out like these guys are here, and all of a sudden you're trying to catch a ball and people are throwing things.
Sure.
And you get distracted as the ball is coming in.
But
it definitely could happen here with the people hanging over the rails.
Three and one to Adam Jones, who is 0 for 2. And a 3-1 changeup. And Kazmir's got a good changeup today.
And you know, if the Orioles hitters, sure, they may say throw the fastball 3-1. What they also realize is they have had pitchers on the mound with a big lead, not giving up a run. Pitchers don't want to give up runs. And the worst thing to do is change your pitching pattern and start throwing more fastballs. You go right into what the hitters are expecting.
And that one misses inside, so it's a 1-out walk. Well, I think generally when hitters are yelling throw a fastball, they're yelling it because they're not hitting the off-speed pitch that you're throwing.
That's right. Yeah, be a man, throw a fastball. Why? Because you're not hitting the changeup? Sorry.
So with 1 out, Cruz will hit. Cruz has a single and a strikeout so far today. He's 2 for 10 in the series. So Cruz, who's had a big season so far, A's have been able to keep him pretty much under control in this series. And there is a strike. And it's 0-2. Cruz did not agree with that. And Adrian Johnson, a quick look toward the dugout. So the folks on the railing are probably chirping a little bit.
He's called that high changeup. He's called the high strike. The low strike he's not called.
And Cruz swings and misses. And on 3 pitches, Cruz is retired. So 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Change up 0-1, and how about a fastball 0-2, and just stuck it by him. And that is a swing. Again, guessing it took the fastball his last at bat 0-2.
So 7 strikeouts now for Kazmir, and it'll bring up Chris Davis. So there's the average speed of the changeup, 78 miles an hour. A swing and a miss by Davis, 94 miles an hour. And Kazmir's been good all around today. Chris Davis has struck out twice. He's 2 for 11 in the series.
The A's have the option. Scott Kazmir, of course, all their starters, and they'll get the extra day on Thursday, which helps with the off day. And then
Gentry, the new right fielder, and Cespedes come together. Gentry has it. Side retired. So a 1-out walk, but nothing else. So Kazmir's been good through 6. And so have the A's. They lead 10-0.
This game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Athletics Investment Group, LLC.
Hey, we got in-depth sports news for the Bay Area fan. Know It All with Sportsnet Central. It's brought to you by AT&T Uverse, and it's coming up this evening at 6 p.m., and it's on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area. We'll have full highlights and clubhouse reaction from this game here in Baltimore, and we'll have all the highlights from around the American League West and all around baseball. And Stanford baseball playing right now. They're playing at Vanderbilt, and the winner of today's game goes to the College World Series.
Wow.
So that's the Super Regional best of 3.
So did we see Sonny Gray on the A's bench, or is he up in the clubhouse watching his alma mater?
In fairness to Sonny, he may be sneaking up there occasionally and seeing how they're doing. Gentry with a line shot center field. Looks like we got a new center fielder, and that's a pretty nice play. David Loaf comes in and makes the catch.
Gentry comes in, smokes the ball, and Loaf comes on and makes the play. Slight break back, but charged in. Nice diving catch. And Robbie Craig Gentry just came into the game.
So David Loaf makes the nice play. So Adam Jones is done for the afternoon. And so is Nelson Cruz, as Delman Young is now in left field. So Young in left, Loaf in center. Markakis still in the game in right.
But after that last at bat by there's the Vanderbilt alma mater.
Yeah, somebody's yelling the score right now. The what? What's the score? The Cardinal and the Commodores.
Yeah, that's perfect. The singing group Commodores?
No, Vanderbilt Commodores. Kind of fun watching the college baseball games. A lot of them have been on TV this weekend with those super regionals going on.
Sonny was very happy, I guess, after the draft when one of his pitchers from Vanderbilt drafted 14th. And during the draft, I guess you guys had quite a flight experience coming in from New York on the tarmac for a long time. So I thought he had a chance to watch And to see the
you know what, Ray? I wasn't paying attention because I was bummed out because you weren't next to me. That's
sure you were. But Sonny said, you know, and it was interesting. The kid, I think he was drafted by the Giants, the right-hander.
Tyler Beatty, I believe his name is.
And it was interesting, and Sonny was ecstatic because they showed Sonny pitching. And every pitch he'd make, the kid that was just drafted, he made the same pitch. The fastball, the curveball, the changeup, and another error for A.J. Hardy.
Speaking of fielding slumps, Hardy is in one.
They probably give him a best hit. They don't want to take it. But no, I thought that was interesting. But Sonny was pleased that they did it. But Hardy backhand and no transfer. Give credit to Blanks hustling all the way, as this was routine for a Gold Glover. But the transfer right there, see the ball come out of his hand, couldn't grab it quickly enough as it just floated. Well, talk about Exmo. Whoa.
Jaso hit that one hard, but McFarland grabs it. It did go as an error on Hardy, but the A's nothing else. 7th inning stretch coming up.
California is brought to you by Xfinity, home of the most live sports, and by Toyota, #1 in MPG, durability, and resale value. Toyota, let's go places.
Time now for forward right choice. He might not have done a lot swing on the bat today, but what Josh Donaldson has done with a 10-0 score, watch this play. And if you want to give a guy a Gold Glove, maybe you gave it right now. As Josh Donaldson diving into foul territory. This was the catcher, Huntley, and he threw him out. And what a play by Gabe Morales, the first base umpire. Got Casimir liked it. Josh Donaldson, a superb play with the ball in foul territory. And you know, I think the amazing thing, his range we have seen, but his arm strength is just unbelievable.
Yeah, he lets it rip too.
Because you know, we've seen Gentry outrun the baseball going in the outfield, robbing hitters. But Donaldson proved that you cannot outrun the baseball when you're trying to beat the first base, because he has a tremendously strong arm to be able to get guys and to get up and knowing that he can make the play, hop up quickly, get the right grip, which is four seam across the diamond, and throw a bullet.
So the A's with a commanding 10-0 lead, and it's the bottom of the 7th inning. Hardy, Pierce, and Scope against Casimir, and Casimir a couple of walks, 7 strikeouts. So he's just put together another solid start. So Hardy takes a pitch low. Hardy is going to be a free agent, right? In fact, the Baltimore Orioles have some very interesting decisions in the next 2 years. I'd be curious to see what the Orioles look like in a couple years, because they have very good players who are coming up on free agency as Hardy is retired. But think about this rate. This year, after this year, Hardy is a free agent, and of course Nelson Cruz is a free agent, and Nick Markakis has a club option. So let's say that they pick up the club option on Markakis, which will probably happen. So you got to figure out Hardy and Cruz this year, and then next year you're going to have Markakis, Wieters, Davis, the closer Tommy Hanson, and Bud Norris. That's after next year. We'll all be free agents. And you think about Hardy, Cruz, Markakis, Wieters as far as how much they're worth on the open market.
And they will sign some, but not all.
Exactly. I mean, I don't know that it's possible to sign all those guys unless you were the Dodgers or the Yankees, but you're going to have to decide. I mean, how important is Wieters? How important is Davis? I mean, you're right. You have to probably keep a couple of them, but you can't keep them all.
And they know they're in a tough Eastern Division. Yeah. They know that they have players who are coveted by other clubs. But in the case of Cruz, signs a one-year deal because of issues from last year, signed late. And Chris Davis has kind of made a home for himself here because of being able to hit the long ball. As Buck Showalter said, he's found a home consistently at first base, so he's gotten a bit more comfortable, but not nearly as many as he did last year. I mean, 53 home runs, and was this time of last year was on his way to All-Star.
So what about Matt Wieters?
Well, his right elbow is going to be the determining factor, I think, for him.
I think you're right. Decisions to be made for the Orioles. Tough financial decisions. Kazmir rolling along. 10-0 as we head to the 8th. California.com and decide the player of the game. Your vote counts. The winner will be revealed during A's postgame mod. Follow the action on the diamond like never before with enhanced Bloomberg stats and more. A's in-game live on CSNCalifornia.com. Log on now and vote. Kazmir would be a good choice.
I tell you, you got a few guys to vote for.
That Kazmir is one of them. 7 innings, 4 hits, no runs, 7 strikeouts, so he's been terrific. And the A's with a 10-0 lead as We've reached the top of the 8th inning. It'll be Punto, Donaldson, and Moss. So T.J. McFarland doing his best to eat up some innings. He's gone. I got him for 2 2/3 so far, and that'll make Buck Showalter happy.
So don't pull a LeBlanc. Wait, LeBlanc go by the Angels.
Ryan Flaherty takes over at short, so Buck Showalter giving some of his regulars a little bit of time off. Hardy is done. Cruz is out of the game. So is Adam Jones. Nick Punto today walked in the first, walked in the third, singled in the fourth, singled in the fifth, and his single in the fifth knocked in 2. So a very good afternoon for Nick Punto. Loaf in center goes to right center near the warning track, and he's got it for out number 1. So Punto is retired for the first time.
I was saying earlier, and now we see some activity in the A's bullpen. Scott Kazmir with the off day Thursday and another couple of off days in the next road trip. But the A's have the luxury with this lead. You don't need to stretch out a pitcher having pitched. Granted, shutout's always good. Combined shutouts probably more favorable. And it looks like we're going to see somebody come in and pitch the 8th inning after 7 shutout innings by Scott Kazmir. And if so, that's perfect. Might as well use the bullpen. Save a few bullets from a starting pitcher for the next outing.
Oh, 0-1 to Donaldson. Donaldson 0 for 4 today. Fernando Abad starts to throw.
He's so happy now he can put a 1 in the win column.
Yeah, just need that 1. The Mariners and the Rays are still scoreless. That game now in the bottom of the 8th inning. Felix Hernandez is out. He pitched 7 innings. His teammates could not get any runs for him. Felix had 15 Ks in 7 innings, we're being told. He's going to get a no decision. But the Mariners playing pretty good baseball. They've won 6 out of their last 7. So it's funny, Ray. I do this just for fun. If the season ended today, which we know that it doesn't, so just go with me on this. It doesn't, but just for fun. The Mariners would be in the playoffs.
Wild card?
They would be the second wild card team. The Angels and the Mariners would be the 2 wild card teams. So the point is Seattle is playing pretty good right now.
Yes, they are.
The Rays are not. Rays have lost 11 out of their last 12 and are 15 games under 500. And Donaldson strikes out, so his tough day at the plate continues. So that's 2 outs here in the 8th inning.
Well, now the outside corner, and Adrian Johnson probably said 10 runs, but that's a pretty good pitch. Outside corner, and taking all the way was Donaldson as he took the slider down and in, but that pitch caught the corner.
So 2 outs for Moss. So if I asked you who has the worst record in baseball, who would you say? I think you know where I'm
Tampa
going.
Bay?
The Rays.
Yeah.
Can you believe that?
No, I can't.
Unbelievable. They're 24-39, worst in not American League, worst in all of baseball.
Well, it's 15 under 500 for a team that makes runs towards the end, the second half, but boy, that's a big run to try to overcome.
Hard to believe.
Yeah, it is.
Moss is 1 for 3, but the big hit was a grand slam. So to get 1 hit in a game, he has made it count, and we've seen him do that many times.
And he will be the first to admit that this is his type of game. He's got a couple of strikeouts, walk, no, grand slam, and faced in the lefty for the 2nd consecutive at bat.
I do think, though, when you look back at 2012 and then last year and now this year, just Moss as a hitter, He really has become a much better hitter.
Absolutely.
The batting average is better.
Well, I think the versatility is probably as big a key because he's not just stuck in one position at first base or even DHing. And you know, they had him listed during spring training as an outfielder, yet I don't think he played one inning in the outfield in spring training. And they ended up keeping 4 initially, 3 plus Gentry. I think that was it. But Moss was also put in that category. Kept the extra infielder. But he can do so much, and he takes a big walk.
So big, it's the 11th of the afternoon.
Well, McFarland had to get in the act. I mean, come on. I mean,
it's
everybody
right.
else, and he just felt so lonely having a 0 in the walk column. And he does it against a lefty who doesn't face a lot of lefties.
So here's Cespedes, who's 2 for 4. Angels and the White Sox scoreless after 2 in Anaheim. First pitch is in the dirt. So this would be pitch number 50 for TJ McFarland, who's trying to chew up the innings for his team. Cespedes had a good rip, fouls it to the backstop. Checking on his hand a little bit, which we see him do from time to time.
His violent swings, and sometimes not surprised. You just hold your breath and hope that when he takes a big swing, then follow through and releases the hand. And sometimes it just slips, and maybe that was the case with the pine tar on the batting glove.
Moss not being held on, and that one's hit toward right field, but Markakis is there. He's got it, side retired. So Moss is stranded, and we're headed to the bottom of the 8th from Baltimore. A's with a 10-0 lead. Game summary brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. All A's. They scored 6 in the 3rd, 1 in the 4th, 3 in the 5th. It's 10-0. The A's over the Orioles. Kazmir was terrific. He is done for the afternoon. Moss with a grand slam, and 11 walks by Orioles pitchers. 6 have scored, and the A's have had 9 at bats with the bases loaded today. How about that? So when it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up, your oil change, tune-up, and smog experts. And the new pitcher for the A's is Fernando Abad. So Abad will come in after Kazmir's 7 good innings.
See, I think when a pitcher can get the kind of run support that Kazmir has received this year, and we showed the numbers, we had to give him a lot of credit when he can put up zeros, as Scott Kazmir did today. A 4-hit shutout in his 7 innings. There's their Sogard at second base.
So Sogard in at second, and he's going to to get an inning or two on defense, and Callaspo moves over to third. So Callaspo at third, Punto at second, or at short, Sogard at second, Blanks at first. That's your ace infield now. So Abad will face Hundley, and then the top of the order, Markakis and Machado here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Abad's first pitch is a fastball on the outside corner for a strike. So we had some fun with it the other night, but Abad indeed got the win on Friday night. And, well, he needed that.
Absolutely. You know, going into New York too, Abad has a lot of family members, and I guess there's some sort of a funny video that was taken while someone was being interviewed, and I think Casey Chavez has it on his phone or something. But Abad ordered a whole bunch of jerseys for his family members, so there are all these Abads walking around on Yankee Stadium down as he got press passes and everything, and so all these Abads were there, and I guess he was in the backdrop of an interview, and he had his hands, he was high-fiving everybody while one of the players was being interviewed on the field. And here's Abad doing all these things. But you know, he was so excited because he's ordered these jerseys, and they all said Abad on the back of it. And I said, who are they? They said all family. So he was buying green and different colored jerseys. Of course, the A's have the alternate gold, the green, the white. I guess the gray is probably in there somewhere. They even have a gray.
Oh yeah,
they have a gray.
Sure,
all gray. Didn't know they did that anymore. But he was excited. Should have been.
Cespedes back into left center. So 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th inning. So join us tomorrow night, the big series in Anaheim, a 3-game set, and in fact, we'll have all 3 games for you right here on Comcast Sportsnet California. Pitching matchups: Chavez and Richards tomorrow night. Pomeranz, Skaggs on Tuesday, Malone, Weaver on Wednesday. And the A's will have an off day Thursday and open up a long homestand Friday. And Machado spins out of the way. Machado looking at Abad. And none of us are terribly surprised by any of this.
Yes, the
and
ball,
neither are the umpires.
Just kind of slipped away. Huh? The ball slipped.
And that went inside, and Machado throws the bat, and it goes all the way down to the umpire. And now here come the dugouts again. And Jaso gets right in the face. And be careful here, folks. The bullpens have emptied out. They're in hot pursuit.
And a little bit different than Friday night, too. Especially when the hitter releases the bat.
Well, Machado, he knew exactly what he was doing, and he threw the bat on purpose, and it rolled all the way down to the umpire, down the third base line. And John Jaso came flying out of the A's dugout. So if Machado was trying to throw the bat at probably Abad.
Exactly. That's what they do. And he just held on a little bit too long, and the ball went down the third base line.
So now the umpires are going to have to sort this out.
That's see, the pitch was inside. That's not good.
But his argument's going to be, well, you're throwing at me, trying to hurt me.
And see, the pitch was by before he did it. And that's what makes it look bad for him.
So we'll see what the umpires figure out.
And they're warning both benches. That's what the home plate umpire was doing. And I think that was the warning. Unless there were some ejections, and I don't know. I just saw Adrian Johnson pointing to both benches.
So Bob Melvin's coming out. And Fernando Abad is leaving. So they may have thrown Fernando Abad out.
Well, that's
and I think Machado, who's now walking back into the dugout, he may be out as well.
This is the first one inside.
So it looks like they may have both gotten thrown out.
And Machado with the ball inside, the pitch, and that was down and in. And the one that looks so obvious, and from Machado's standpoint, when you have the ball thrown past you, it's already in the catcher's bat, and you're releasing the bat. That's the bad part about that. So probably to be on the safe side, they ejected both, pitcher and the hitter.
So we'll see who the new pitcher is for the Athletics. It's going to be somebody who probably just ran out onto the field. They just forgot their glove. They could have stayed out there. So Ryan Cook will have all the time he needs to get ready. So Cook will come in. He'll have plenty of warm-ups, and we'll be back. This is, of course, what happened on Friday. Donaldson the tag. Machado thought it was too hard. So the dugout's emptied, and so that's how it all got started. And this was later on in the game. Looked like the Orioles probably throwing at Donaldson. I think Donaldson knew that that was probably going to happen, and I don't think there's any surprise that the A's retaliated on Machado. Machado, the bat toss was a little strange. And a body, and Machado thrown out.
Wayne Kirby got in the middle of it. Usually coaches, and Wayne Kirby did what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to be a peacemaker. But watch the ball in the mitt of Stephen Vogt, and Vogt said, "What are you doing?" And he said, "It slipped out of my hand." And see him look at his hands.
I think Wayne Kirby may have been the savior and all that, because he got, for whatever reason, Jaso came storming out, and Jaso was right there, and Kirby got to him just in time. And if Kirby doesn't get there, I think it has a chance to get a little weird.
Well, and again, coaches, manager, anybody uniform but non-players are supposed to be peacemakers. They're not supposed to be in the middle of it. And Wayne Kirby's a pretty big boy, and he stepped right in.
Now watch, if he doesn't get there, I don't know.
But, you know, peacemaker, which he was, and Wayne Kirby came in and kind of jumped right in front of John Jaso, really to protect his player, but also to be a peacemaker, and he did his part in doing that. And Chili Davis pushing Flaherty back. They don't get involved. And Wayne Kirby's been around a long time, and I'm sure this was not the first time he's ever seen something like this happen, but that's what it is in the bottom of the 8th inning. 10-0. Bunch of walks received by the Athletics, and a whole bunch have scored. 7 of the 11.
So when it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up, your oil change tune-up and smog experts. So Cook comes in after Abad was thrown out of the game, as was Machado. So Caleb Joseph is going to pinch hit, and he's going to step in with a 1-1 count. So Cook throws a fastball. Now it's 2-1. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th inning. And now 3-1.
Have to wonder for Ryan Cook, coming off the disabled list, he's not really pitched that much of any, and he's coming into this game to hurry up and get loose, and not the ideal condition. Adrenaline probably zero. You just can't come into a game like this because bullpen phone rings and you get the call. You said, okay, all right, I'll go in, do my best. But you know, the one thing, and all pitchers look at it, trying to help themselves ERA wise, and for the team, run differential, which we've noted has been very, very good for the Athletics.
So the first pitch, Loaf outside. Loaf is first at bat. He's in the game for Adam Jones. So 2-0 to Loaf. So right now Cook having some trouble throwing strikes. And that one is a strike. So the Mariners have scored 3 times in St. Petersburg in the top of the 9th. And Ray, they did it off Grant Balfour, and they're still batting. And Balfour got the first 2 outs in the top of the 9th inning on strikeouts. And he hasn't gotten anybody out since, and the Mariners have scored 3 times. So Grant Balfour has really struggled with the Rays. And when we were down there, Ray, we were booing him a little bit. And I can't imagine he was happy about that.
And especially with the team playing as poorly as they are, and the record being as bad as it is, not surprised.
A foul ball back. Well, in that top of the 9th inning alone, he's allowed 2 triples, 2 walks, and a single. The Mariners still batting, leading 3-0 in the 9th inning. 2-2 the count to Loaf. Up and away, now 3-2. 95 miles an hour from Cook.
That's a great reminder by Dallaire, a great producer, where he said during the Malele he ran in, Cook did, from the bullpen, went all the way back to bullpen, then got the call to come back in to pitch.
Exactly. Well, the pitch was fouled at the plate and rolled to the backstop. That's what I'm saying. I mean, if you knew you were next guy up, you just grab your glove and then run in,
or start in and then wait. Let me get my glove because we know he's going to be ejected. And in case they ask me to stay or pitch, I'll just be ready to go.
3-2, and runner goes, and it's lined right past Cook. Heads up. Wow. Loaf with the base hit. So Cook has faced 2 hitters, a walk and a single.
Well, Cook fortunately got down as the ball hit it to his right, fell off a little bit towards the left side, and ball over his right shoulder.
So here's Delman Young, who's hitting in Cruz's spot. And he lines one to left, and that's a base hit. Moss gets to it. He'll get it back in quickly. And the bases are loaded.
Said that a few times today, haven't you?
Yes, I have.
And Brian Cook, and granted it's not an ideal situation to come in, but you also have to look at all the things that are happening. This is all on Ryan Cook. Abad got the first 2 out and then the 1-1 count. So the walk, the hit, bases loaded, 2 outs, trying to get the third. And it's a tough customer in Davis, who was not one of the fortunate ones to take the last 3 innings off.
Big shift on, and the first pitch is a fastball outside. Joseph, Loaf, and Young are the 3 base runners. Davis lets the bat sail on a swing and a miss into the seats and rattles around. So that gentleman has the bat. Hopefully nobody's injured.
He slipped out of his hand. Few people of the 38,244, a little shy of a sellout, which they had last night, but a few empty seats, and let's hope it hit one.
So the count 1-1 to Davis, who is 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts. And he takes outside, 2-1. So Cook not real sharp right now, and coming in like he did is certainly not easy. Hit high and foul, headed down the left field line. The crowd this afternoon is 38,244. Good share of them have headed out, as the A's have had this game in hand for a while. Missed again, 3-2, so everybody will be moving. Well, the runners take off, including Caleb Joseph, who will ease off at third. And the pitch outside, and the Orioles have a run. So Cook has faced 4 hitters. He's gone walk, single, walk. Otero will get up.
Well, I guess it's appropriate that all the walks that have scored with the A's hitting, and this 2-out walk with Otero getting loose, 2-out walk to what turned out to be Joseph, I guess, after Machado was ejected.
So Abad thrown out when he was facing Machado. Well, all that has led to this. Now Cook has thrown 18 pitches. So here's Ryan Flaherty, who's hitting in J.J. Hardy's spot. And the pitch is high. Flaherty played second base last night. Missed again, 2-0. So Cook struggling here in the bottom of the 8th. And there's a strike. So 2-1 to Flaherty. Hardy, well, he was in there today, was 0 for 3. Missed again, 3-1. So Cook has now thrown 22 pitches and hasn't gotten anybody out.
And this might be his last bat. And he's pushing the ball, getting underneath and pushing instead of getting on top and driving the ball down in the strike zone. In one pitch, 2-0 he did.
Three-one delivery, and that's hit high in the air to right center, the playable. Gentry is under it. He's got it side retired. So a run for the Orioles, and we're headed to the 9th. It's 10-1.
Chris Gardner, presented by Grant Thornton LLP. Get tickets now for the A's Red Sox game Sunday, June 22nd, when 20,000 fans will go home with a Coco Gnome. For information and tickets, visit athletics.com/tickets today.
So it's 10-1. The A's lead the Orioles, and it's the top of the 9th inning. So some changes. Chris Davis moves over to third base, which he has played that a little bit. And Caleb Joseph, who came in to finish the at-bat by Machado, is now at first base. So Davis at third, Joseph at first. So Vogt to face McFarland. Well, McFarland's still out there. 52 pitches as he faces Vogt. Vogt is hitless, so he needs a hit. And he lines one, but out in front, and it's foul. It pops off a fan's glove and then rolls behind the tarp. He's with 8 hits today. They've stranded 7, and of course they've got all the walks received, 11. Right to Davis, early action. Davis flips it across. So Chris Davis, first time he's played third base since September of 2011, and of course the first guy hits it right at you. You just know that's going to happen.
And it looked like you wanted to flip the ball to the bag, but realized I have to throw it across the diamond.
I got to throw overhand.
And then watch this. He's got a gun. It's really hard. And hustling down the line, trying to get a hit for the day, but could not. And yeah, you played first, and you're waiting for the pitcher to cover, and all of a sudden, wait a minute, I'm on the other side. That's a long throw compared to what you normally make.
So here's Gentry, who takes a first pitch strike. Gentry came in the game to play right field. As Derek Norris, on a backswing by Machado, got hit in the side of the helmet, and he got hit pretty good to the point where Norris had to come out of the game.
And you know, you think about that incident. Normally when a hitter has the big backswing and hits a catcher, he's always concerned. He might say, hey, okay, but didn't do anything.
He didn't. Machado showed no concern, which I thought was a little disturbing at the time.
And just thinking back to that incident, and
usually you kind of look back and you at least maybe say, hey, what were you? And Machado did nothing. He just stood there and didn't even look back at Norris.
And the thing is, you know, when you've hit a catcher, you follow through with the swing.
Yes.
And you know, because you feel the bat hitting and making contact with part of the body.
Slowly hit. More action for Davis. He's not going to be able to scoop this one up, and Gentry's going to have, certainly should be a base hit. Just watch the reaction of Machado, and we're not trying to jump on the young man, but I think this is important. Just watch the reaction. Now, he knows he hits him. And at no point during the consequent of manager coming out and them checking on Norris, which took probably a minute or so, at no point did he look or acknowledge or just even see, hey, are you all right? We're just showing you what we saw, so you can be your own judge. As Callaspo is retired on the ground ball. So 2 outs with Gentry now at second base, and Blanks will get his 5th at bat.
And you're right about the thought of Mr. McFarland from the Orioles standpoint. You get a pitcher can come in as he did in the 5th inning. And he stayed in the game. He hasn't come out.
He is clearly the Orioles' most valuable player today. Broken bat, center field. That's a base hit for Blanks. Gentry rounds the bag. He's going to come in to score. So it's 11-1 and give Kyle Blanks his first hit.
And a 2-out hit with a base hit up the middle. Had a 2-run single last night against Darren O'Day. And this one off the end of the bat. And man has had a good day and a really a good time with the Athletics. And today, 3 walks and an RBI single to center. Get the run back that they gave up in the bottom of the 8th. Greg Gentry gets an infield hit, which shows off the speed to a former teammate, I guess. I think about it, with Davis when he was with the Rangers together with Gentry.
So here's Jaso, who has had a big day. 2 for 5 with 4 RBIs. Jaso fouls it right at home plate. Speaking of Kyle Blanks, he's been on base all 5 times today. Walk, 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 reached on an error, and then had the single.
That's a great point. And look at Caspo. Broke his 0 for 19, so he's been on base 3 times. And of course, the Norris Gentry slot in the batting order successful, as well as the 9th place. I mean, you have a 6'8" holding up the batting order, hitting 9th.
That's right.
And the fact that he has lost 60 pounds, he was 300, now he's 240. He is big. He's a good guy to hold it up.
That went in for a strike. So now the count is 3-2 to Jaso. So the A's with 10 hits today. Runner goes, and the ball's bounced into the shift. Scope charges. He was playing well out into shallow right field. He throws out Jaso. Side retired, but another run on a couple of hits for the A's. So bottom of the ninth coming up. A's trying to wrap it up.
Honda player of the game, Scott Kazmir, and say what you want about a pitcher getting run support. He's gotten quite a bit this year, but he knows how to pitch with the support. Give him a lot of credit. So he's had 3 consecutive starts that have been excellent. Not to say that the others have not, but he is the player of the game with 7 innings pitched, a couple of walks, 7 strikeouts. Last 3 starts, 1.16 earned run average. And Scott Kazmir, a very, very good day for the A's left-hander, and he's in line for his 7th win.
I think he is in line for that 7th win. You are right. When it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up, your oil change, tune-up, and smog expert. So Dan Otero comes in. He's the 4th pitcher of the afternoon for the Athletics, and he'll try to get the final 3 outs in nice, clean fashion. And the A's will get set to head to Anaheim on what they hope is a winning note.
Well, after today's game, if the A's can hang on to this 10-run lead, at worst, they will start tomorrow night 4.5 games lead ahead of the Angels after the Angels won last night.
The Angels with a 1-0 lead in the 5th inning against the White Sox this afternoon. So that game rolling right along with Weaver on the mound. Take that back, C.J. Wilson on the mound. So Pierce to lead it off here in the bottom of the 9th inning.
Yeah, Ryan Cook in to get a 1/3 of an inning, or 1 out, basically, giving up a couple of hits and a run, a couple of walks.
Well, he's going to be frustrated. I mean,
did you hear him, man?
What he said? He said, "I'm leaving."
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm leaving.
He's got a briefcase. He's got a stack of papers in his hand, and he just made the huge announcement, "I'm leaving."
He's right below us. He's been announcing, everybody cheering every time he announces, and that last announcement was, "I gone."
That's him right there. He's here every game, and he makes us laugh. Oh, my goodness.
Well, his comment couple of innings ago. When I'm done today, I'm going home and drinking X number of beers.
He gave us an exact number.
Oh, yeah.
It was actually in the thousands, so he's got a long ways to go.
Well, it's just been a long day for him, too, announcing all these walks and all the things happening.
For the first, and they get Pierce. Nice play by Nick Punto, the shortstop. He may have been blocked momentarily by Callaspo. Callaspo kind of bailed out right at the end, which probably the right thing to do, but it makes it tough for a shortstop.
Well, we've seen Donaldson break in front of Lowry a lot of times. This time Punto very calmly with Callaspo in front of him just handled it perfectly.
Well, Punto's played a good ball game this afternoon. He's a couple of hits, a couple of walks, and he's seen these bench clearing skirmishes before in his long career. Scope takes outside. Chuck, our fine stats man here in Baltimore, Ray, has given me Scott Kazmir's updated ERA with his 7 shutout innings today. He's 2.20. So he came in at 2.40, 7 shutout innings, and it's now 2.20. Punto flips and he throws high. Blanks comes down, but he comes down late, and Scope is aboard. So we were just telling you how good Punto's been, but his throw was a little high there, unfortunately.
Well, he throws underhand and on the move and just got it too much on it and threw it too high. And when you throw it high to a 6'8" first baseman, that's high. And he did. Blanks, actually, as it came down, he missed the bag. Watch as it comes down, and he's to the right of the bag, and that's why he stumbled a little bit. And maybe not. Maybe that's why Bob Melvin's going to go out. I guess he has a challenge. Might as well use it, huh?
You know what? I'm with you.
Yeah, they're going to look at it.
He may have come down on the bag.
Yeah, it looked like it, and maybe he stumbled the way he did because he hit the side of the bag.
And you know, in this case, Ray, it's easy to say, well, come on, it's 10-1, but Dan Otero, you're thinking about how many pitches is he going to throw?
So, yeah, his right foot hits the bag. It's just a question of, that's a bang-bang.
That's close.
Yeah, his foot's on the bag, and that's why he stumbled, because it came down with the foot on the edge of the bag. And better look here, maybe as he came down, check the right foot. Oh, lost it.
But you know, I guess the point is hey, I don't want Otero to have to throw more pitches. I already had Cook throw, what, 22, 23, probably more than he certainly wanted him to have to throw. So
absolutely,
you can't stop managing just because of a certain score.
And we know Bob Melvin will never stop managing.
No.
And that's the great thing about him. Okay, now the right foot actually came down. If it's on the bag, then it looks like he's out, because Scope hit the front of the bag as the right foot.
See, I think
just if his right foot, the toe is on the bag, then he's out. I mean, again, we'll see what New York says.
Here we go. The call is he's out. So Blanks just indeed did get his foot down, and if the foot was on the bag, and then it looked like he was just barely out. So Nick Punto's having a great day, isn't he, man?
He's having a tremendous day, and he ran all the way over to the first baseman, Kyle Blanks. It's a great effort, great job. We're going to review this, going to challenge it, and it's going to be called out.
And he was.
And that's it. And you're right, and Bob Melvin did it, and you can hear all the boos you want from the fans and the home crowd who know their team is trailing by 10, but
well, you just never know.
That's right.
What if it forces Otero to throw 8, 10, 12 extra pitches? You got a big series coming up.
That's right.
It's worth it. Huntley to the backstop, and it's quickly 0-2. So Otero 1 out away from getting the A's their 39th win of the year. The A's know that the Mariners have won their game. That's the final now, 5-0 over the Rays. So Seattle wins. Mariners have won 7 out of 8. That series is not over. The Mariners and the Rays will play tomorrow. One-two pitch setting up inside, and it's dribbled foul headed toward the A's dugout. The Indians are leading the Rangers 3-1 in the bottom of the 6th inning in Texas. One-two pitch is a bit outside, not by much. Grounded to second. Sogard scoops it up, and that's the ball game. So the A's win it this afternoon by a final score of 11-1, and they take 2 out of 3 from the Orioles here in Baltimore. And the A's now 4-2 on this road trip with 3 more big games to play in Anaheim, and that is where we are headed right now. It's the Athletics 11 and the Orioles 1, and that's a final. You've been watching A's baseball on Comcast Sportsnet California. Don't go away. A's postgame live with Brody, Biff, and Joe starts right now.